on a disk floating through space with a tiny sun.
It's gone to the wrong screen. What's going on there? I've broken my thing. Hey! Great start, Craig. Hey, I'm FTFE. Welcome back to the channel that needs to teach stupidity how to technology. Waiting for the Flerf to show up. Words working. Yes, waiting for the Flerf to show up. I tried to get him to join vMix, but he's got an iPhone and they don't play nice with it. So I think I've just figured out a way to actually bring vMix Hangouts into vMix. So I've set up a Hangouts and I've sent him the link, but he's not joining that, considering he really originally wanted to join on Hangouts, but now he's not actually here. So Rude Earther, if you're there, I have set up the Hangouts link. All you need to do is click on that and join, and we're good to go. So yeah, you don't have to jump through hoops. I think I've actually figured out something that I didn't know I could do. So now all you need to do is click on the Hangouts link. You can do that, right? But well, got you here, guys. Welcome. How you all doing? Monday night debate. Yep. Rude Earther wants to talk to me about chemtrails because he thinks that a government document that he sent me is proof that chemtrails are a thing. So we're going to go through that. I'm just going to put slow mode on, so bear with me 1 second. Yeah, obviously my stance is chemtrails don't exist. A lot of Flerfs use chemtrails as a synonym for cloud seeding, but they are really not the same thing. So I'm going to go through this document with him and kind of point out how they aren't the same thing. Right, bear with me 1 second, I'm just getting live slow mode put on. Are you there yet, Rude Earther? Is he responding in the chat even? Well, whenever you're ready, just click that Hangouts link. You're not going to be bitch made, are you? Because there is no excuse now. You can join with Hangouts. Slow mode 20. Right, so there we go. Are you there, Mr. Rude Earther? It's been pretty abusive, typical flat Earth nonsense. Whilst we wait, everyone knows chemtrails aren't a thing, right? Yeah, they're not real. The chemtrail document he is referring to was from the Air Force back in the 90s and was taken out of context, thus providing fuel for the conspiracy. Yeah, the thing is, the document doesn't link chemtrails and cloud seeding or geoengineering in any way at all. And this is what I'm going to try and explain to him if he hurry up and joins. But no, I'm just waiting for him. As always, Flerfs can't do anything. Guys, stop using iPhones. Just if we just stop it, maybe we can kill it. TJ Snape, man, don't know on. Oh, and he's
shit,
here.
Craigie baby, I got in.
Way, wow.
I got saying I did. Have you got your tramadol and cider?
Is that a West Country accent?
See right it is. See right, brother.
Whereabouts?
No, I'm only joking. It's not really.
Well, it was a pretty good one. Right, welcome to the show. So you are saying that chemtrails are real.
Yep.
And by chemtrails, you mean the white lines that follow planes in the sky. You
The
think
white lines that planes drop that stay there all day.
so, and you think those are geoengineering, cloud seeding.
I do.
You don't think
And
that
you've got that document there, haven't you, Craig? You've got it all lined up there.
Yeah, we'll go through that. But
whack it
I
on the
just want to clarify. There's like flat Earth. There's a few different brands of chemtrail conspiracy theorists. So I just want to completely find out which one you are. You don't believe that it's the government trying to poison us or mind control us?
No.
Right. Okay. You just are of the contention that it is
What I'm
geoengineering.
Sorry, Dapper Dino. Just looking at the chat as well, Craig.
Yeah, that's fine.
You got some real morons going on in there.
I know Dapper Dino is very, very knowledgeable. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been about for a while.
Probably
since,
like a fucking...
Since, the Jurassic period, at least. He's an actual
Go on,
CGI
mate.
dinosaur.
Continue on, mate.
Yeah, so...
He must have
right.
evolved from a crocodile then.
Well, no, I think they're from different periods, but never mind. So, yes, the chemtrails conspiracy. Let me just get that document back up. I just had to redo my thing, so I need to go back to your page and find it. It is just the one that is in your About page on your YouTube channel, isn't it?
Sorry, it's not... I can't get the loudspeaker on, so I've sort of got you on me here.
Yeah, the document is the one that's in your About page on your YouTube, yes?
Right, say again, Craig, sorry.
The document you're referring to is the one that's on your About page on YouTube.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, okay, let me load that into the program so we can go through it.
Whack it on there.
Okay. Just loading. Right, here we go. So
to be fair, this is a very long document, so you know.
Yeah, I know. I've scanned
it properly. All your viewers there should go out and read it rather than just like come in and nitpick pieces of it.
The thing is, a lot of people don't have time to sit and read a massive document like this. Whereas it is my job to do this. So this is why I do it, so these people generally don't have to. But I have read the majority. I've read the majority of it. I've used search functions to search for phrases and stuff, and I've pretty much read through most of the conversation that they've been having. But it's not the first time that I've seen this document. Now, the first thing is that this document mentions chemtrails twice. Okay. Can I even control function on there?
Does it mention stratospheric sulfate injections?
Yes, but that's not the same as contrails or chemtrails. They aren't the same thing. Damn it, won't let me search on there.
Who says that? Craig says that.
Well, stratospheric injections are a specific form of weather modification that that they were looking into doing, but is in no way linked to chemtrails being in the sky. There is just a different method.
That's just Craig saying that, though, isn't it?
Well, no. The document says it. When you read through the document, they actually talk about.
The document says that.
Yeah. So
those trails you see in the sky aren't chemtrails.
Yeah, because if you actually read through this document, as I have done this, when you search for chemtrails and you look for the specific references to chemtrails in this document, what you find is they talk about it twice, and in both times they are mocking chemtrails. One of them talks about how it's a peculiar conspiracy theory that's cropped up online, and then the other time they talk about it is when they're literally joking about it, saying that that people are confusing this with what cloud seeding and that is, and they specifically say that it's not chemtrails. Chemtrails are something else completely. It's just something that has been made up in the mind of conspiracy theories.
It doesn't mean that it is. You know what I mean? It also says that the general public wouldn't agree to it.
Yes, but it also says that one of the bigger conclusions from this paper was that there would be complete transparency with the public. And that was actually one of the main topics discussed in this document. But that's what this document says. This document actually says that they talk about transparency. I'm going to bring up the document on here so I can just go to the right page. But yeah, the document talks about the best way to go forward would be transparency. So let me go to just the word transparency.
But doesn't it also say that private wealthy individuals would be able to undertake these things on their own as well, such as like George Soros and the likes, who were, heavily invested in the climate change agenda?
It does say that private organizations could be involved, but again, they talk specifically about being transparent. So on page 4,
a private organization doesn't have to be because it's not public.
Yeah, but what a private organization does is nothing to do with what the document says, because the document.
Our airline.
Wait. The document says that the advice would be to be transparent. So if the private organisations want to do it, it's up to them if they take that advice or not. The advice
is not smoke, but people smoke. It doesn't mean just because the advice says be transparent doesn't mean that they will.
Well, actually, smoking rates have dropped over 42% since the 1990s. So the health warnings about smoking has had a massive influence.
So, yeah, but the rise of vaping has gone up on it.
Yeah, but that is now being smacked down pretty hard. In the US Congress, they're putting for a motion to ban vaping in all 52 states until further research can be done on the effects. There is now 7 registered deaths from vaping. Which you can find information about. Very much like when cigarettes first came out, vaping wasn't as well known. They didn't know the health dangers, and now people are starting to get big problems with it. They stopped doing it. But anyway, one of the things it says in here is that while the deployment of geoengineering will likely remain a very controversial subject, an increasing number of experts are calling for a robust and transparent international research and development program to help determine which, if any, geoengineering proposals have potential for slowing climate change and which carry unacceptable environmental or financial risk. And that's only one of 39 times that they use the word transparent or transparency when they're talking about it. And again, they only use the word chemtrails twice. Both times they are mocking what they're saying. Let me see if I can go down to page 4 where they're talking about
and a lot of this government initiatives, at the end of that it says no consensus on the cause and effect relationship between cloud seeding and weather patterns has been determined, but it's still continuing practice worldwide. But you said in your initial video, you said they don't do geoengineering, they don't.
No, I didn't. No, I very clearly said that cloud seeding is a real thing. Wait. I in my video that I did about chemtrails, I specifically said that cloud seeding and geoengineering is a real thing that is, actively being researched. Currently, it's not very effective and isn't used very often, but that's why they research things. It was used very successfully in the Vietnam War, right?
Happens every single day in the sky.
Yeah, okay. We're going to get to that. We're going to get. Wait. We're going to get to that.
Into a layer in the sky. I've got hundreds.
We're going to get to what you actually see in the sky. Right now, we're talking about this document and your claim that this document proves that chemtrails are geoengineering.
Well, the fact that they're talking about it proves it. The fact that
they're talking about geoengineering. They're not talking about chemtrails.
Spent $40 billion a year on it, and this was in 2010.
But how does that? Right. Stop. You're starting to waffle. Right. How does any of that mean that contrails are geoengineering? There is no link there.
Well, how does any of it mean it isn't?
That's not evidence that it is. And again, in this document that you presented, they talk about chemtrails twice in the entire document. The word chemtrails comes up 2 times, and they are laughing at it.
Spraying, I would say, spraying sulfides into the air is chemtrailing. I would say that's what that is. Spraying.
But that is not what the planes you see flying around do. What you see behind, because I understand the physics of how a jet engine works. Do you?
Oh, do you? Oh, that's fantastic for Craig then. Body's safe. Craig understands the physics.
Well, it's not just me. It's how any engineer in the world.
Myself, Craig.
Well, really, could you explain the combustion process of it?
I'm privy to all the information you are.
Training to be an engineer isn't an uncommon thing.
That's how combustion engine. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to fucking know that.
Listen, it's not a uncommon thing to be...
Don't patronise me.
Well, you need to listen, because it's not an uncommon thing to be an engineer that deals with jet engines.
What makes your authority on it?
Because I studied and have a degree in engineering.
Fantastic, what? Because you used to fucking fill rocket crates in the Navy.
I did a lot more than that. My degree is actually in nuclear engineering, and part of that is the systems of steam turbines and everything. And we learn about jet engines and actually how they function.
You learn to program little computers in the Navy, mate. You don't.
No, I was an engineer.
You don't create these things.
Do you think a submarine is a big computer? No, there's a hell of a lot of fucking engineering behind that. And I was the engineer.
Mate, you can be an engineer in fucking Royal Engineers, mate, and you work on fucking engines, greasy engines all day. It doesn't matter. It's just a title. In the military, it's just a title. It doesn't mean you're going out and fucking making discoveries, Craig.
Engineers don't make discoveries, they engineer.
You can fuck off as well, patio furniture.
Right, so again, there is no reason to think that contrails are anything to do with geoengineering in any way. There is no link at all. They are.
You're saying they're not, and I'm saying
well, let me finish speaking. Right.
So that's that debate over, isn't it?
Let me finish speaking.
Over, isn't it?
Well, if you want to listen to what I'm saying.
Now,
okay.
Tell me one question, then, Craig, while I'm on here.
Okay.
How the fuck did they get an Earthrise photo from the moon from any of them landing points on the moon? You get all them fucking landing points up on the moon now, and tell me how they attained an Earthrise photo.
You're just changing the subject right now. We're not talking about moon landings. We're talking about chemtrails.
The debate for chemtrails is over because you say that they are not.
Oh, I'm going to go through the physics with you.
Nothing else that you can do about it unless you can go up and test it.
Have you gone up and tested it?
No, have you gone up and tested it?
No, but that has been done. They actually flew through contrails and they found out it was water vapor.
Your authority on it then, Craig? All these people.
Because I understand. Right? No, I need to ask you some questions. All right. You want to listen?
Right,
I need to ask you some questions about it.
What are those trails when they spread out throughout the daytime and make fucking layers in the sky?
Yeah, that's what would happen. They're water vapor.
No, it isn't.
It is. Do you have any evidence it's anything other than water vapor?
In the winter, when you breathe and you walk down the road, you have a fucking big trail behind you.
No. Well, what you breathe out and you see as condensation when it comes out, that's effectively the same thing as what contrails are. Well, you want to listen to the answer, or are you just going to keep interrupting?
Go on then.
Okay, so different levels of humidity and air pressure will make contrails disperse at different levels. Now, when you breathe out, like down here, number one, you're not breathing out superheated steam. And number two, the humidity and air pressure down here isn't really conducive to leaving a trail of that air. But you can quite clearly see when you breathe out in the winter that there is what appears to be steam coming out of your mouth. And that is effectively the same as what contrails are. Contrails are simply superheated air and exhaust particulates coming out the back of the engine and mixing with low pressure density air. That is exactly what they are. You keep saying no, that it isn't.
When you see a plane, when you see two planes flying at the same level, and one of them is producing a little contrail behind it that disappears.
What evidence do you have that those planes are flying at the same level? Because aviation laws would not have planes flying at the same...
evidence you have to say that those trails aren't some sort of chemical or spray.
Well, I have evidence because I understand the physics of how a jet engine works. But you don't have any evidence that they are anything other than water vapor. Well, not water vapor, superheated air meeting cold air, forming ice particulates as it would do.
We're just going to chase our asses because you haven't got the proof that they're not chemical, are you?
Yes, I have. I can go through the entire combustion process with you and explain what comes out the back of jet engines. Now, let me ask you a question. If they are anything other than what I am saying, why is it that there is a little gap between the point where the plane is and where the actual contrails begin? If they were spraying some kind of chemical, then there wouldn't be that gap behind the plane. That gap is there because that is the time that it takes for the hot air to mix with the cold air. What?
Mate, you're looking at it from a distance. You're looking at it from a distance, aren't you? By the time it's left the vehicle, you're gonna have a space there, aren't you? Till the
why would you have a space there if you're spraying a chemical? So my other question is, where do they keep all of these chemicals on board? Because airplanes have to account for every single ounce.
all the hundreds of thousands of tons, well, you know, hundreds of tons of fuel.
Yeah, the fuel is to power the jet engines.
Yeah, so what's in the bottom?
What's in the bottom?
It's not all cargo in the bottom of a plane.
Yeah, it is.
Empty spaces all over them.
All right. Do you know why you have to pay extra money?
Wings were full of fuel.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Why do you have to pay a extra baggage charge when you have overweight baggage? Why do they charge you extra?
Because airliners are fucking greedy.
Well, I agree they are greedy. The prices are a bit over the top. But the main reason they charge you extra... Let me finish my point. 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 Okay? The reason that you have to pay extra when you... Do you want to let me finish my point? Let me stop talking and let me finish my point. The reason you have to pay extra is because the extra weight means they use extra fuel. So then they charge you extra money. Every single ounce of weight has to be taken into account on that plane. There isn't like space or the available fuel to carry all these extra tons of chemicals. Also, there's nowhere on the wings that they're spraying out.
Never fly full anyway. If you look into it, it'll tell you planes never fly on full tanks. They only ever put enough fuel in to do the journey that they've got ahead. They never fly full, Craig.
Yeah, and they put the amount of fuel in that they need. Because do you know what happens? Do you know what happens if a plane gets to a destination and it's got too much fuel remaining? They have to initiate what's called a fuel dump because they can't land with too much fuel.
Craig? Where did he do that? Where did he do that over Manchester Airport, Craig?
Quite often.
Ever goes to Manchester Airport with excess fuel.
Well, how do you know that sometimes if there's a good headwind that you won't get there with extra fuel? That's the physics of how it works. The same way you fucking
know that them trails on them wings aren't chemicals, Craig.
I know because there's nowhere for the chemicals to be coming out. There is simply engines.
How do you know they haven't got little holes near the wings?
How do you know they have? You're making you're making a claim that they have. You're making a claim that they have. And Hitchens Razor states that claims presented without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. So unless you have some evidence that the planes are chemtrailing, then you're wrong. And you're just making shit up.
When I look up and I see it. I've got visual evidence.
That sounds as stupid as a flat earther. Well, you are flat. That sounds as stupid as saying the horizon looks flat, therefore the Earth's flat. Fucking retards.
With the trails, without the trails.
Again, different levels of humidity and air density will leave different contrails. Some dissipate faster, some can barely be seen. Do you know that in the Second World War... Hey, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. In the Second World War, why were those bombers like heading to Germany, turning on their chemtrailing sprays and alerting the Germans that they were coming? Why would they do that?
What? That's a ridiculous question.
Well, my point is that they also had contrails. And do you think that they would, in the middle of a war, be spraying the Earth? They absolutely did have contrails.
Don't be ridiculous.
Are you saying that planes in the Second World War didn't have contrails?
Get me a video on now. Get me a video.
Are you saying that planes in the Second World War didn't have contrails?
Get me a video on now.
Are you saying that planes from the Second World War didn't? I don't know if there would be videos from the Second World War, but I'm going to see what I can find because. People that fought in the Second World War, and it's well documented that the Germans cited the contrails. Yeah, well, here's the thing: it's well documented that the Germans. Well, my goodness me! Shut your fucking mouth and listen up, you twat.
Shut up, mate.
No, you need to
get the video on.
All right, you shut up and listen. All right, listen, okay? It's well documented that the Germans were able to spot it, which is why bombing raids were started to be done at night. It's a whole thing.
I'll tell you what, mate. I fucking search for the video myself.
Yeah, mate. I'm doing it now.
I fucking search for the video myself, Craig.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Memphis Belle, World War II bomber, contrails for paranoid chem knots. Let me just put that up for everyone to see.
Go on, then. Go on.
So here is a video of World War II planes with chemtrails. You may need to look at the stream because I'm not sharing this in Hangouts.
NIE
there you go. There's a World War II bomber
from somewhere
Memphis
in
Belle
the
bomber.
outback in Australia.
Let me
Now,
just,
here's the
there's more
problem
than
with
that.
this video, Ernie.
Oh, here's another one.
If you'll watch, we're at like 6 minutes and
So stick them on then, Craig.
17
Let's see 'em all
seconds.
then.
Well, I
6
don't know if you
minutes
can.
and
You need
11
to look at the
seconds
stream to
into
actually
this
see it yourself. The audience is seeing it right now.
I am looking at the stream. Seeing you at your desk.
Well, it should. Well, my stream. No, it should be showing the bottom of the things now.
Maybe I'm a little.
So, and there's another. You know, I literally searched it, and about 200,000 hits came back. So you're totally wrong.
So where's the video? That's just a picture of liquid. That could be dropping fuel. It could be spraying anything.
Well, I'm showing another one now of them actually flying.
Right, get a video going, mate. Get a video going, mate.
I'm playing a video now of someone actually filming.
A good portion of these fucking chemtrails coming off these.
Oh, look at that! Look at those chemtrails coming from these bombers that are flying. All of them. It's not just one that's coming from either. It seems to be all of them. So that's just the second one. I mean, I'm just going to quickly scroll down.
Where's the chemtrails coming from that? There's no fucking chemtrails coming
Keep
from
watching, moron boy. Keep watching. Actually, it shows the video from the previous one as well. And so, let me see, how many results was there?
As they fly through the clouds, you see a little bit of spray coming off, yeah. Not miles and miles.
Are you, I don't know how far behind you are, because...
Yeah, that's coming off the tails, Craig. It's not coming out the engines, though, is it, mate?
It actually is coming directly out of the engines. What's wrong with you? Are you not watching the same videos that we're watching or something?
The wingtips, mate.
But your claim...
Coming off the wingtips. Look how fast it's dissipating behind him.
Oh, except those ones that weren't dissipating at all.
Why is it turning it on and off there? That's spraying something, you fucking clown.
No, it would be as they're going through different density levels in the air. Simple as that.
There. Why is it turning it on and off then?
Because they went through a different density area and maybe they weren't burning fuel at that point. If they stopped their engines to reduce velocity, then they wouldn't be putting out a exhaust. Because propeller planes, actually it's well documented that propeller planes made much bigger contrails than normal ones because their exhaust particulates were much bigger, because it's basically just a piston engine rather than a jet engine.
No, I'm sorry.
So
Craig.
I'm just looking.
I'm sorry, Craig. That is not.
I've literally just shown you evidence that you wanted to see.
They're turning it on and off anyway. They're turning it on and off anyway.
So are you claiming that in World War II they were chemtrailing?
Well, they could have been, yeah.
Why, whilst flying to drop bombs on the Germans, would they waste a bunch of time spraying chemicals?
Well, it was well known Hitler wanted to poison all the water and stuff like that. So how do you know we weren't doing it to them?
But it was everywhere. It was a problem. They didn't have a way to stop it, which is why they tended to do the missions at night. You asked to see contrails in World War II, and I've just quite convincingly shown you contrails from World War II, right? Can we agree with that? Can you agree? What did you say about P1000, the shit camera?
I said I've used it to see planes with contrails, with proper contrails that dissipate behind the plane, and with ones that hang around all day long.
Yep, different days have different humidities and densities.
No, on the same day.
Yep, and different levels, different altitudes will also have different humidities and different densities. And basic aviation says that you do not have planes flying in the same altitude at the same time.
Condensation does not form into big layers in the sky, Craig.
You got any evidence of that?
Condensation does not spread out and form into big layers. Have you got any evidence it doesn't? Because I have, yeah. When you work, the only evidence.
Except that it always does, and you don't have any evidence it's chemicals. It's just contrails.
The only evidence we've got, yeah, what we can see is like you say when you see it, like one of your, one of you fucking drones here in the chat said before, when you have a cup of tea and you take it outside and you see the steam coming off, or you see the steam coming off your brain. That is your physical example. You cannot physically show me a fucking mile-long trail of steam.
Except
unless you say
you can look in the sky and see it there. Oh, wait. Oh, steam. Let me go to a steam train. Thank you for that.
It's not a mile long. It's not a mile long steam. It dissipates before the end of the train, Craig.
Well, let me see what I can find.
Go on, then. Let's see what you can find. Get one with a mile long fucking steam.
Well, they aren't really going as fast as the planes. Just trying to find a good one. There's so many to choose from. That's the thing. Straight away, you can see all the contrails coming from steam trains.
Yeah, did they go for miles and miles, are they, Craig, behind the thing?
Are they up in the air with different humidity and density?
What does that
Are they?
matter?
Because different
get fog
humidities and
clouds
different
around
densities
clouds,
allow
you get
different formation of
clouds
contrails.
around,
Also, a
clouds
steam
in
train
there,
would
you
not be putting out as
fog on
much
clouds.
as... You ask a question, you need to listen to the answer, moron.
I don't need your fucking answer, Craig.
Well, why are you asking a question then, dickface?
We're talking, aren't we? Go on, I'll let you say it anyway.
Okay,
Leave me.
here we go. Let me see the steam train with the contrails coming out behind it, relative to the amount of particulates and steam that is coming out, and the amount of humidity and density of the air. You know, you see contrails everywhere. You can follow a bus on a cold day in your car, and the exhaust will hang around for quite a while because it's a colder, denser day.
No, it won't, Craig. It fucking dissipates 20 feet behind the bus. Don't tell me.
Yeah,
what
20
I see in
feet,
reality.
20 feet, but normally it's gone a lot
20
quicker.
fucking feet, yeah. 20
Yeah,
feet.
but yes,
so
but
what? Times that by a few hundred
normally,
miles an hour, that's going to be what? A mile at most? A
Well,
mile at most, which would be...
Do you want to listen to the answer? Do you want to listen to the
No,
answer?
don't fucking need your answer. I've said that to you before.
Do you want to? You ask a question, you need to listen to an answer.
I'm not asking you a question. I'm telling you something.
Well, then I'm going to respond to what you're saying. Okay? So,
fuck, mate. I'm telling you, I'm not finished yet.
well,
Where's
I'm
the
going to.
fucking mile long steam guy in that, Craig? For fucking
If you want
miles
to,
and miles
if you
and
want
miles.
to,
Like
hear,
I just said, if you times that, mate, by the speed, you'll probably.
yeah, by the speed, the amount of actual
Yeah,
steam that it's producing, the amount of humidity and density, which down here is going to be very different to up in the sky. But my point about the buses is on most days, the exhaust won't hang around. But on a really, really fucking cold winter morning, the exhaust will hang around longer because it's colder and denser.
Don't fucking patronise me like I don't.
Well, it's so easy to patronise you because you actually don't know anything.
Dissipates 20 yards.
Like, I'm surprised you can tie your own shoelaces, if I'm quite honest.
It doesn't go for miles. It doesn't go for fucking miles.
And it's not going to go for miles because it's not in the fucking sky with that level of humidity and
that's
density,
the only
is it?
example you've got. So I said to you,
except I've given. Right, you're an absolute moron.
Goes for miles and miles. Who's a fucking moron?
You are.
Give me nothing.
I've given you everything.
Give me bullshit.
I've given you everything. I've given you everything,
bullshit,
but you have not given any evidence that contrails are anything other than contrails. Except for your paranoid ramblings of a twat.
They were doing them from 2003, mate. It says they're still practiced worldwide. Those practices.
So why was there contrails before 2003?
And 43 fucking countries did.
Why was there? Why there was?
Chemtrails.
Are you fucking saying there wasn't
from the
contrails before
80s.
2003? I can remember as a kid looking up at all the fucking contrails in the sky and always pointing out to my
remember
mum,
it
"Oh,
fucking
look at that
different
one.
to you,
That's
lad.
been there for
I
long."
remember it different to you because I don't remember that shit.
Well, you're really fucking mental then. You
I'm
no
not fucking
contrails
really
before
mental,
2003.
I'm
Oh
not
my
really
god.
mental, mate. I'm not a fucking
Like,
Navy reject sat in the house claiming fucking benefits, lad.
I don't get benefits
some
actually.
fucking fame
I
on
don't
YouTube.
get benefits actually.
That's you, mate.
I don't get benefits actually because thanks to
Yeah, you
morons
fucking
like
do.
you,
Get sick pay. You get sick benefits, mate.
I don't get any benefits actually because thanks to morons like you, I have managed to create something that is now sustaining myself and my family. So I don't need to claim benefits because I actually went and fought for my country. So yeah.
Where did you fight, Greg?
I did a lot of stuff in the
Where
Navy.
did you fight for your country, Greg?
I did a
where
lot
did you
of stuff
fight for
in
your
it.
country?
Sorry, I pressed the wrong
you
thing.
lying sack of shit,
My
mate.
bad.
Didn't even get there. You dropped the fucking
So-
ammo box on your toe.
Now, if we can move on. So contrails
Move on,
aren't
mate. I'm not.
contrails
about
aren't
anything.
chemtrails. There's no evidence that there
Yeah,
is
they are
contrails.
chemtrails.
There's no evidence that
fucking
that's
are
the case.
chemtrails.
You're just saying that,
Yeah,
and
it
I
is. It says
actually,
in that document.
I honestly can't believe.
It
No,
says
it
in that
doesn't.
document.
In that document, it says that chemtrails aren't a thing.
It says
They
in that
laugh
document
at
that fucking-
chemtrails.
28 countries are undertaking global fucking engineering, mate, including
Yeah,
the
but that's
spraying,
nothing to do with
including the
chemtrails.
spraying. Well, where the fuck? Where's the spraying then, Craig? If it's
That's
not
a separate
chemtrails,
thing.
Where are they spraying?
When
Where are
it's,
they
they're not
spraying then?
right, they're
What
not
are they
doing it
spraying
all
with?
the time.
What are they spraying with?
They
Where
will
are they
have
spraying?
particular things to do it with. It's not anything to do with contrails Is it?
Well, where are they spraying? Where are these particular things? What do they do it with? Where are they?
What? That's
It's the
to
fucking
do with the
planes you see
geoengineering.
dumping it over the sky, you clown.
It's not though. There's no evidence that that's what it is.
Of course
And
it
in
is.
the document that you
The fucking
keep
document
citing,
says it. They're private companies. Private companies.
the
are
document
able to
says
go
that
ahead with it
chemtrails
without
aren't a
fucking
thing.
Being
The
clear about it to anyone. They don't need to disclose it to anyone.
What aren't you listening to? The document says that chemtrails aren't a thing. The very document that you keep talking about literally says
Yeah,
that
it says
chemtrails
chemtrails
aren't a thing.
but fucking stratospheric injection of chemicals is. But chemtrails isn't.
Yeah,
But
because they're very
stratospheric
different
injection of
things.
fucking chemical. Oh yeah, of course it is, because it's just
Of
two
course it
different
is.
ways of
Let me
describing
go back
same
to the
thing.
document of
Fucking idiot.
and go to the page. We can go to page 185 where they talk about the chemtrails. Well, they laugh about the chemtrails.
See it typed in there. Ha ha ha. Yeah.
185. Oh, come on.
Or is that just you assuming?
Me assuming, no, I've read the document.
Yeah. So you seen it and typed in there. Ha ha ha. You seen them all laughing. Yeah.
At you? Yeah, they're all laughing at you.
No, they're not at all, Craig.
Yeah,
You're
they
fucking
are.
deluded subs are, but they look up to a moron like you for fucking direction, mate. So I'm not surprised at all that they're laughing.
They're all laughing at how much of a mental case you are.
Are they?
Yeah. Right, where are we?
They fucking haven't seen nothing, mate. They never met me in real life.
But this is all the information that they need. Like all flat earthers, you come in there ranting like a madman with no evidence to back up what you're saying.
I fucking gave you the evidence. The document's there. It says that.
The document says that chemtrails aren't a thing. It literally says the opposite of what you say.
Go on then, get it on then where it says it.
I'm getting to it. I've got to scroll down because the browser within the vMix software isn't very user
And
friendly.
then scroll down to the part where it tells you about
Right.
fucking stratospheric injections of chemicals, you divvy. It's the same thing.
Except they're saying that it isn't. Right. I'll read what it says here.
Yeah, well, it
public-
doesn't matter whether they're saying it is or it isn't. It's exactly
Of course
the same
it means
fucking
that.
thing, innit? Injecting chemicals into the fucking atmosphere is injecting chemicals into the atmosphere.
Yeah, but
What
that
we
doesn't
see in
mean
sky
that
there
the
doesn't
planes
dissipate
that
like
we see in the
steam.
sky are doing
stays
that
there
because that's
all
just
day.
contrails which have existed ever since planes have fucking existed. Okay, so when talking about it, they get onto the section of public opinion and education, and I think this is Dr. Reese that stands up. He says, Chairman Baird, I thank you for indulgence on this hour break. I will recognise Mr. Inglis in a minute. I will share with you, though, this idea of placing particles in the upper atmosphere. Are any of you familiar with the conspiracy theory known as chemtrails? Have you heard of this? It is a rather interesting phenomenon. I was at a town hall and a person opinioned that the shape of contrails was looking different than it used to. And why was that? I gave my best understanding of atmospheric temperature and humidity and whatnot. But the theory, which is apparently pretty prevalent on the net, is that the government is putting psychotropic drugs of some sort into the jet fuel, and that is causing a difference in the
Yeah,
appearance of
we're
jet
laughing
fuel,
at a
blah, blah, blah.
ridiculous theory.
They're laughing at the
government's
whole
putting
concept
psychotropic
of...
drugs in, and I have never said they're putting psychotropic drugs
Yeah, but they're
in.
laughing at
They
the
are
whole
making-
concept of
They are
it.
making it sound ridiculous, yeah. So
And
sounding
if
saying-
you want me to carry on so I can get to it, so then they say,
Right.
but it does on a more serious note, it does highlight that if we are going to do this, we are going to have to be very clear with the public about what we are doing and how we are doing it and why we are doing it and unintended consequences, because legitimate scientific research must not get tied up in these kinds of things. So they are literally saying
And where's
that
that
it's
doctor now?
not...
And where's that doctor now?
Where's that doctor?
Yeah.
I've no idea where he is now. This document's pretty old, so he's probably not
Yeah.
around anymore.
Probably fucking dead.
Oh no, this is actually from 2009, so he's probably sitting at home laughing at chemtrail conspiracy theorists that think that chemtrails are a thing.
I doubt it.
Except that that's what they're doing in this document that you keep citing. The document that you cite
I'm not
actually
laughing
goes
at it.
against your
It doesn't
cause.
sound like he's laughing at it. It doesn't sound like he's laughing at it.
It
sounds
certainly
like he's
does
saying,
sound like he's laughing at it.
If we were to do this, the public would be very concerned about it. But what he's not saying is that fucking 20 odd countries are still participating in it and spending billions of dollars on it, on geoengineering.
Yeah, but again, that doesn't
Breathed in
mean that
fucking spray in the
contrails are
sky.
chemtrails.
Well, where are they spraying the sky then, Craig? They said they're spraying the sky.
In
Where are they
different
spraying the
times,
sky?
they're not going to be doing it all the time, are they? And it's when they
When
are
doing it
talking
then?
about doing
When
it,
are they doing it? Surely we'd see it. We're seeing it 'cause
right.
they're fucking
Do you know
doing it all the
why?
time.
Do you
They
know?
do it
Do you know
every single
why?
day.
Do you know why they do cloud
They do it
seeding?
every single day.
Do you know why
do
they
it
do
every
cloud
single day.
seeding? Do you know why they do it?
I don't give a fuck why you say to do it, Craig.
No, not why I say they do it. Do you know why they do it?
Yeah, why you say to do it, Craig?
No. So do you know about when they used it in the Vietnam War?
They do it to modify the fucking precipitation of the area. Like, make it.
And why do you think they would do that?
Yeah.
Why do you think they would do that?
Obviously to help weather, but it doesn't mean that the government haven't looked into it for weather warfare, does it? You know, if they once they
but
figure
looking
out,
into it isn't doing it, is it?
Once they, well, Craig, listen, they ain't gonna fucking tell me or you that they're doing it when they are doing it. Put it that way.
Well,
they're doing it.
The document the document that you've shown goes against what you are saying.
It doesn't go against what I'm saying because it says
absolutely does. The whole document goes against what you are saying.
It says they're fucking modifying the weather, Craig.
No, it says they're researching into it. That's what it says.
Says they are blocking out. Yeah, it's from 2010. You think they're not fucking doing it now? It's 2019. It's 2020.
But there was contrails before 2010. There was contrails before 2003. There was contrails in the Second World War.
No, it wasn't contrails in the 80s. I fucking remember.
Yeah, it was. Craig. Well, you're obviously brain damaged or something because you don't remember it as everyone else does.
Not brain damage, mate. Listen, I make good money without having to fucking beg people on YouTube. Like,
I don't beg ever.
I don't need to fucking go on YouTube to make money.
Yeah, well,
I make good money without it.
Yeah, and I know. I guess we've got to let the idiots work as well. What's that got to do with anything? What has that got to do with contrails? I
don't need to be on.
If you want to have a dick measuring contest, we can do it. That's fine.
I want a dick measuring contest.
Well, it sounds like you do, mate.
Because you've probably not seen me for years, like you've got a fucking body like Tesco's, don't you?
Oh yeah, and now we go to the personal insults about my weight. Lovely.
No,
At least I'm not a mentally deficient mental midget like yourself.
I'm just pointing out an observation.
And me, I'm pointing out an observation as well. You're fucking retarded.
Oh, nice one.
So again, do you have any evidence that chemtrails are contrails or not? Are you saying that chemtrails are contrails or not?
Chemtrails.
Have you got any evidence? Have you got any evidence? If you've got no evidence, then I guess that you lose the debate.
Spraying chemtrails are
which they. Well, except this document says that it's not. The document that you keep citing, says that it's not.
Whether the document or Craig says it isn't, they're doing it. Unless Craig can
just when he rants, I'll just right. So just read a few super chats. Christopher Hogan for $5 When you say my name, pretend you're Ghost when you say the 00. Christopher Hogan. Mr. Shigeru 499. The Flerf is a total waste of time. Drop him and let him go annoy everyone else down the pub like he does every day of his life. $2 from Greg Desitov. How much stupid can one take? 35 Czar from Daniel Perch. FTFE. It now says on Shelley Lewis's Facebook page, the plain truth will continue on the sole direction of Shelley Lewis Films. Thank you. Also check IMBD. $2 from Greg Desitov. Still waiting for the debate to start. $7.99 from Stephen York. Earthrise photos aren't from the surface of the moon, you Fruit Loop. Understand what you're trying to debunk before opening your dopey mouth. And then £2 from Galby3000. FTFE did not beg me to send this. No, absolutely not. So, again, you got any evidence that chemtrails are contrails?
Yes. Visual evidence that you see it in the sky every day.
No, that's just evidence that there's contrails.
No, it isn't.
Just saying no, it isn't evidence that it is.
The example you've given me of your contrails may dissipate within a few fucking yards of the vehicle or whatever.
Except the ones from the Second World War that weren't, of course.
Chemtrails, whatever, that hung around there for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah, and again, different density, humidity will make that happen.
No. Well, you show me then.
Show
me other than just saying that.
The fact that there's contrails and that's how they work.
Well, show me then. You're just saying that because they're there. You can't prove that.
Right.
Show me an example. Everything is scalable. You can make an engine to scale. You can make everything.
Yeah, and if you make an engine to scale, it will give a scale version of the contrail, which is smaller and it will dissipate faster.
The contrail should dissipate within about 10 minutes, and it would be no more than 10 times the length of the vehicle. No more than 10 times the length of the vehicle.
And are they using jet fuel in vehicles?
Well, I'd assume so, yeah. But, I mean, I don't know.
So they're using jet fuels in like buses and steam trains and stuff, are they?
jet fuel in buses.
Yeah, is that what they're doing?
Why would you use jet fuel in buses, Craig?
Well, then why are you comparing the amount of time that it hangs around for? That's my point.
Well, it doesn't mean to give off any more smoke or any more thing than a normal engine. It's just combustion.
So, do you know the difference between a jet engine and a piston engine?
Well, obviously, Craig. Yeah.
Well, okay. Explain the operation of a jet engine to me.
A jet engine works on rotational thrust.
Yeah, but go through the stages of what happens.
It sucks in the air, compresses it, combusts it, and spits it out. And in that process, it gathers water like fucking a compressor does.
Well done. And at what point in that process is there...
You're not a fucking expert, mate.
At what point in that process is there chemicals injected into it?
In the fueling process, if that's what they're using. I don't know. There's a theory that they could be using compressed air, but I can't say, Craig, because I don't work on fucking jet.
Well, no, you've just pretty much described the process of a jet engine. You know, not basic level, but it wasn't that bad. But you've just said to me that they don't work on compressed air. They need something to combust. You've got
compressed combustion engines, haven't you? You've got all sorts of types of engines. You've not just got two types of engines. You've got engines that you run on HO gas.
Yeah, and it's when you have a propeller engine, the contrails are actually worse.
Well, no, they're not.
Well, they are.
Well, I'll argue with that.
I mean, you can argue, but you'd be wrong.
Well, unless I've seen it firsthand, then I would argue with it.
So again, other than going, yes, they are, and that document says when it doesn't, do you have any evidence of chemtrails?
Because I've seen it myself, mate. I've been to air shows and stuff. I've seen the fact that they don't have fucking big contrail coming off them. I live in Wales valleys. I've seen jet planes fly lower than me through the valleys with no fucking chemtrail, no fucking.
And you think when they're up higher, they might have different conditions than when they're down low, as I've been saying.
Yeah, you'll never see miles and miles long of a contrail off a fighter jet because they don't drop that shit.
How often?
Their contrails.
Really, what about the fighter bombers that I showed you from the Second World War with the massive contrails?
They're propeller planes, and I think they were dropping some sort of chemical or.
Of course they were. Whilst they were going to fight the Germans, they were dropping
using a smoke thing for a cloaking device, like you used to do shit like that.
Right,
I'm
just wondering if you actually have any evidence other than saying that's what it looks like to me.
Mate, you could know that they use shit like that. They use chaff and cloaking devices, smoke and all that shit, mate. They use it.
And what's that got to do with contrails?
Well, you're talking about planes from the Second World War. They were in a battle situation. You don't know what the fuck was coming out of them planes.
It was contrails. They were a problem. They had to deal with the problem to actually get through to the Germans. Well, I mean, these are well-documented things that if you looked further than your own nose, you'd be able to find.
Them contrails were dissipating shortly behind those aircraft.
Yeah, other than you just saying that it's chemtrails, do you have evidence?
That video was a 2-minute video. You can video a fucking one of them trails round there for hours and hours. That was like those videos were. 2-minute video of a contrail. I just said planes do have contrails. Planes
they do, and they're not chemtrails. You've got no evidence. You're really boring now. Any evidence at all?
Got visual evidence.
No, you really don't.
Yeah, you really do, because you fucking see them when they dissipate, and then you see
contrails. End of story.
And they hang around for hours.
You leave contrails. Like, you even admitted that contrails are a thing. And so
you can see a fucking plane miles up in the sky leaving a teeny little condensation trail what dissipates after it. But the ones that don't,
the ones that don't will be in different humidity and density levels.
They're not, Craig.
The chat says that you need to stay away from things like boiling a kettle. You might get poisoned. Steam. What?
Yeah,
it's just
cool, bro.
Ice crystals and stuff. Hey,
yeah,
team,
cool, man.
The chat says that you need to stay away from things like boiling a kettle. You might get poisoned. Team, the stream seems to be coming through. What?
Yeah,
just...
cool.
Right,
Cool.
just
Got
give me one
loads
sec.
of scientists there. Look, fucking loads.
Boiling a kettle. Team, you're putting through the stream as audio.
I can't hear you right now because I'm trying to find your
Team, you're putting through the stream as audio.
Yeah, okay, my bad.
There we go. All right. Welcome, team. How you doing?
All right, I'm trying to fix it.
I'm just wondering if a second person saying the same thing might help you. So my colleague.
Hold on one second. There we go. Now I was looking for the actual place where I had the stream up because it was playing as well. So yes, I'm doing good. How you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, with someone who thinks that chemtrails are a thing.
Hold on. Have you muted? 1 second.
Yeah.
There we go. Unmuted.
They are a thing. Fucking there for all to see.
So yeah, I'm with someone who thinks that chemtrails are a thing. I've tried to explain that they're not. Even the document he's got says they're not.
Yeah, they're not.
The document I've got says they inject sulfite into
the
stratosphere.
Dude. You have no fucking evidence. I've listened to you this whole time. I've been sitting back quietly listening to you waffle on about, oh, I see clouds in the sky. No fucking shit, right? No fucking shit. You see clouds in the sky. So does every other fucking person that has eyes. All right? Now, let me ask you a question. Do you see clouds on the ground during cold days by the exhaust of cars?
I can't even hear
clouds
there.
Yeah. Oh, you do? Oh, you do. You do see them, right?
Oh.
You do see the clouds.
No.
Team, right. I think I've had to pipe him through Hangouts, but I thought he'd be able to hear you. Let me send you the Hangouts link so you can talk to him in there as well. Give me just 1 sec to sort this out. It's the first time I've figured out how to do this. Actually, good that we can. Yeah. So, yeah, just mute yourself in the vMix and talk in Hangouts instead, and you'll be piped through. All right, just give him 1 sec to come in. You hear us, team?
I'm here now, yeah.
Yeah. Right, carry on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, team, finish what you were you said he sees clouds. Go from there.
Yeah. So
he said he sees
again
patronizing.
No, I'm telling you the truth. Why don't you see it for what it is? Why don't you quit trying to look into finding something that doesn't there? That's not really there. You're trying to take something. Hold on. Hear me out. Hold on. Hear me out. What are the clouds in the sky made of?
I've got loads of experts here.
Hold on. What are the clouds in the sky made of? Normal clouds. What are they made of?
Water vapor.
Water vapor. Okay. So what do you think is different about the clouds coming out of the back of a fucking engine versus the clouds that are in the sky?
Well, the man-made, aren't they?
They're made of what?
Well, you tell me, mate, because you're the fucking expert.
No. You just said.
Tell me, mate,
you just said. I told you already. They're water vapor. They're water vapor. There's nothing different. Hold on. Now, provide proof that the things that are coming out of the back of the airplanes in the sky are not water vapor. That's all you have to do. Stop saying they are and show us.
You provide
Jesus
proof
Christ.
that they are.
Yeah,
We've already told you. We've already told you. Listen, every other fucking time, every other fucking thing that. Hold on. Listen. You've agreed that there's contrails. Shut up for a second. You've agreed that there's contrails. Okay. You've said that there's contrails on cars. You've said that there's contrails on fucking trains. You've said there's contrails on everything except for fucking airplanes, dude. That is called intellectual dishonesty. All right. You're not gonna go. You're not gonna pull that shit around here. You're not gonna say there's contrails on fucking everything except for fucking airplanes.
A fucking contrail hanging around for hours and hours and hours.
Show me how it's impossible. You're the one saying it's impossible. Show me how it's impossible.
Mate. I'll show you how it's impossible.
God damn it! Do you push the fucking? Do you literally do this to everything in fucking life? Listen to me, dude. Do you do this? Do you do this in everything in life? Do you just go around and make a claim? Hold on, shut up and listen to me. I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question real quick. Mute him for a second.
I don't have to mute him.
Oh, it's goddamn it. This is why we get. All right, listen. You are literally saying there's contrails everywhere. Shut up. You're saying there's contrails everywhere. Shut up.
Hey, just be quiet and listen, dude.
You said there's contrails everywhere, except for fucking airplanes. That's the only place you say, oh, there's no fucking contrails there. Those are chemtrails.
No, I never.
Make a
No,
fucking, you made a fucking
didn't
positive
say that.
claim.
No,
You made
I
a
fucking
positive
didn't say
claim.
that. You
Now
fucking
back
put
that
words in
positive
my mouth,
claim.
you motherfucker. I did not say that. I did not say that. I said genuine contrails disappear rapidly behind a plane, and they'll only be up to 10 times longer than a plane. They will not stay there all fucking day long. You show me an example.
And how do you know that? 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 Prove to us how that's all. Prove to me that's only possible.
How the fuck
No.
do you mute someone?
Prove
in
to me.
Hangouts?
You just
Prove
said
to me.
You just said to me, show me an example of contrails disappearing. And I said, I will put a fucking kettle in my garden on a cold day, switch it on, and the steam will disappear, mate, within a couple of feet.
Okay, so now do a little scientific
Now you
experiment,
show
okay?
me-
Now do a scientific
Now you show
experiment.
me a
Now go
contrail.
put that
You
same
show me a
fucking
contrail
kettle.
staying there for
Hey,
an hour.
listen. I'm about to teach you how to do a fucking experiment, okay? Now go do the same
Right,
fucking
yeah.
experiment, but doing it on
You
different
fucking was it.
temperature. Do it on a hotter day, and then do it on a colder day, and measure how
fucking
long
said
that
to you, mate,
fucking
I'll do it in
seems.
the winter and the steam will
Hush,
still
hush,
disappear.
hush. Stop talking over me.
Listen, don't tell
Do
me
it
what I see
over,
in reality.
do it on each day, and then take those times and see, is there less time on a warm day? Is there more time that the steam sticks around on a cold day? And then use your logic to build the rest of it. Is it hotter
Oh, so
or
that's
fucking
what you've
colder?
done, so that's
Give me
how you know.
tell me something.
So that's
Is
what
it
you've
hotter
done
or
now.
fucking
So that's
colder?
how you know, yeah?
Hold on, I have an emergency thing coming in. All right, my bad, guys. All right, do that, and then tell me something like this: is it hotter near the ground, or is it cold? Is it hotter?
Listen,
10,000
don't
feet in the
patronize
sky?
me, man.
No.
You give me that example.
Use
That's
that
your
logic.
claim. Your
Wow,
claim
so
is
you don't
that
even fucking
contrail
you won't even
can hang
fucking listen
around
to
for
the
hours.
logic.
No.
Your claim is that
I'm about done with this guy.
contrail can
How
hang
do you
around
kick
all day.
someone?
Now you fucking prove it to me. You prove
Just
it
hang
to
up.
me.
We got the
Yeah,
The chemicals that can do that. You prove
All right,
it.
so you claim nothing. I think we're done with you. Bye. Yeah, team, just go back to VMix.
I hate those fucking types of arguments right
Yeah.
there. Oh, he says, oh, well, this can't be possible. And you say, well, how do you know it can't be possible? Because I think it can be possible. Prove it. Well,
Yeah.
no. You just said it couldn't be possible, but you prove it. No, you prove it. No, you prove it. He's done that the whole fucking night. He hadn't provided a single fucking piece of goddamn evidence to support anything he's fucking said. And it's getting fucking ridiculous.
So Nathan Thompson wants to come in and have a chat with us.
Oh, Nathan Thompson. Why bring that fucking jackass?
I want to get his opinion on what's going on with JM Truth. What is your email, Nathan? I don't
You're
even
trying
know
to give me a fucking aneurysm.
Yeah, Nathan, just send me an email at fighttheflatearth@gmail.com, and I'll send you a link to join, and then you can come in and...
I guarantee you he's going to come in here within fucking 5 minutes, he's going to be screaming reification fallacy, begging the question. You're just going to ask him, like, how's life been? Like, how's life been? That's a reification fallacy. You can't fucking ask me that.
I know, right?
What do you mean reification fallacy? I don't even fucking...
Just get rid of these couple of super chats. £2. Sorry, just one more from Dave McGinley. $2 Another nominee for Dumb Fuck of the Year. Yeah, I'm about done with patience-wise with these guys. If they're just gonna keep repeating the same shit without any evidence, then I'm just gonna claim victory and boot them out. Because the document that he was talking about, his actual evidence, literally says that chemtrails aren't a thing, and they're laughing about it in the conversation that they're having, and then it actually talks about the methods of stratospheric injection and everything, and the research being done on it and everything. This document literally disproves that geoengineering is chemtrails. Like, what more evidence is there?
The one that got me was when he was like, they were talking about the World War II, and you're like, he's like, well, they can't really do anything. What do you mean? That's cloud cover. That's cloud cover. Are you fucking kidding me? Could you imagine being a fucking guy on the ground, an anti-aircraft gun, and going, look at that big ass fucking line in the sky that keeps getting longer. Well, let's just gauge how far that line is. Let's see how fast it's going. And let's use that to calculate where the fuck the plane is going to be by the time the projectile gets to it. And let's make it easier to shoot that fucking shit down. There wasn't no fucking cloud cover with that shit. That was a giveaway. You would want to go in there completely silent with no fucking contrails coming off the back of your fucking... And, oh, what? Oh, yeah, let's, on our way to go bomb Germany, let's go ahead and be sure to spray down all of our people.
I know, it's like... He was like, nah, there was never any contrails. And I literally show him like 2 different videos showing contrails, not chemtrails, contrails from World War II bombers. And then he was just like, no, that's not contrails. That's exactly what it fucking is. Yeah, and Jared has a good point. He's talking about stratospheric injection. The stratosphere starts at 20 kilometers where no commercial airplane goes, except some business jets maybe. So it's just the business jets doing it.
Not to mention, if you were to, let's say you were to spray something that high, right? You'd have no control over where it landed. None.
Yeah.
Now, you could generalize where it's going to go, but it's also, if you're fucking putting particulates in the air, then they're probably going to be carried by wind.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just getting, apparently Nathan's email is flatterflyers or something. flatterflyers@gmail.com. I think he blocked me on the old one.
He's a fucking dipshit.
Yeah, I want to see if he talks about shower heads and how good his body is. And how white his eyes are. But yeah,
I thought I was skinny. Fuck. People like him and Joey Rocha, they make me feel better about my size every day.
Yeah, I know, right? Nathan, you look unhealthy, man.
I look in the mirror and I go, at least I'm not Nathan Thompson.
Oh, God. That's a good mantra for life.
Head I have, and I say, I'm glad this is... I look back at my one shower head I have, and I say, oh, I'm so glad I actually own that one, and I don't have to lie about having 8.
Jared Warren for 199 says, has JM Truth returned the money equipment he stole? So, yeah, Nathan, I've sent you a link to join. So, have you seen the video of Shelley and JM in the casino?
Yeah.
Yeah. So originally when all this kicked off, I was a bit like feeling a bit sorry for JM Truth, but it appears he may have brought all this on himself.
Oh, I can guarantee that he brought it all on himself. I mean, he walked, like I said, every single time I've ever seen him in a fucking conversation with somebody that he doesn't know, he brings up his degrees. His fucking online degree mill degrees. Get the fuck out of here. I have a master's in science that I attained in 12 months, online, full sell.
Yeah.
Like, you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here with those fucking bullshit ass fucking things. And then Nathan Thompson ain't any fucking better. I have 100,000 people on Facebook that love me.
And about 3,000 of those are real.
You have 100,000. Yeah, you got 100,000 people that fucking just are mindless sheep that block anybody else. He literally has, if you watch him, a lot of times when he's fucking doing his live streams, he'll be like flicking up on his phone, looking at shit that he's supposed. You can't post in there unless he approves it, him or one of his mods. So if you put any pro-globe stuff in there, it's just not going to be approved.
No, exactly.
If you make any comments in there pro-globe, you're going to be swarmed with hundreds of fucking people that are stupid as fuck that can barely type English, from America, can barely type English as a comment. They'll swarm you telling you how wrong you are until you get, well, as you defend yourself, you'll eventually get swarmed by one of his dumbass mods, and they'll just fucking block you, which is exactly what fucking happened to me.
Do you know how he got all the people on the page? So basically he was badgering people into giving them their Facebook password, and then he was just going onto their account and like going through all their friends and adding them to his group. So, most of those people that he says are in the group aren't even in the group. $2 from Sandy Smith, ask if JM is still a bandit. And $5 from John Rapp, good day Craig and Meat Skeptic. Sorry dyslexic, Freudian slip. Mate, damn, tame, oh, foo, Team Skeptic, yay, got it. Have at him boys, keep him on point.
Sorry,
Yeah.
hey, I want to apologize because I wasn't coming in here looking to jump into a shit like that, but just the fucking the lack of intellectual integrity from that dude was just pissing me off in the chat.
I gave him everything that he asked for.
You know what? I'm just gonna go in there and shut him up. And I didn't even want to come in here. It was people were yelling at me in the chat. Get in there, Team Skeptic. Get in there. I was like, I don't want to. But then I saw your Discord message, and I was like, I can't leave my homie to fight alone. So I went in there and I just shut his shit down. But no, you were doing it fine. You were handling it perfect. Everything you said was on point, and the World War II contrails. That's like for that I didn't even know that. So that's awesome that I learned that tonight, because I did while you were talking about it. I was actually looking it up and researching it, and from a military strategy point, you would never give yourself away like that ever.
Exactly.
Ever. He said cloud cover. He said cloud cover. Cloud cover. You're flying away from the clouds you're making for your cover. Like it's stupid.
It really is.
Jesus, man. This guy has me fucking choking over here on his stupidity.
Nathan, I've emailed you at Flat Earth Flyers, so yeah, you can come on whenever you want. But I warn you now, if you
keep in mind, it's a fucking flat earther. He's gonna take fucking 45 minutes to figure it out.
If you come on and start spewing some anti-Semitic, homophobic bullshit, I will just boot you off and laugh at how much of a shit human being you are. Yes, Rudurfer, the document is on the net. In fact, you know what? I'm going to put the document in the chat for people so that they can see it themselves. And they can also confirm that contrails are not chemtrails. Dude, you were one of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever spoken to, honestly. Like, I wanted to headbutt something.
Yeah, hey, okay, so, I received this. Can I share a video real quick?
Yeah, sure. I'll put you up full.
Go ahead and pull it up real quick. Let me get it ready.
Oh.
Okay.
Nathan Thompson's trying to log in.
All right. Oh, this is so beautiful. This guy. You know what? I don't know who sent this to me. I know it. I mean, I do know who sent it to me, but I don't know who's what his YouTube name is. So whoever sent me that video, and you know who you are, go ahead and make yourself known in the chat so I can see who it is. But let me get this up for you guys. All right, share me whenever you're ready.
Yeah, you shared.
Okay. So here, of course, you see all those down there, all those fucking, that steam? Look how long it sticks around for.
Yeah. I was just looking at this video. Yeah, look at that, just...
Oh, look, it doesn't just dissipate into the air like it's supposed to. Oh, look how it sticks around for a long time. That's too long. Why is that guy pouring chemicals into the air? He's literally pouring chemtrails into the air, guys. We should stop that guy too. Fucking dipshit. God, these guys will just never get it. They'll never be successful in life. Here, and let me put the JM Truth Dumb Fuck of the Year one up.
At the moment, both him and Riley are trying fucking hard.
Oh my god, I think Riley did something that may just make him win, though.
What was that?
Do you know what he may have done?
What?
I'm not telling you.
Was it talking about the arrest in Italy?
It was in that stream, yes.
What did he do specifically? Tell me, team. You have to.
I can't, man.
You have to.
This hurts my chances.
Tell me.
JM Truth.
Tell me.
No, I can't. All right. Well, I don't know yet. Okay, so take everything I say with a grain of salt right now, because it was just reported to me that Riley did something gross. Extremely gross.
Oh, well.
On today's stream.
Well,
I don't want to say anything because then he'll here. Hold on. Before I tell you what he did, let me go ahead and download the video because I know he's fucking watching right now, and he's gonna fucking be like, "Oh God, I gotta get this video I gotta de-download this video or whatever, private it."
Jared's just told me he did what? Are you kidding me?
Hold on. Oh, is Jared saying it in the chat? You can say it now because all right. So I have not seen it myself. I've tried to catch it, okay, but I have not seen it myself. A member of the community who's a friend of mine reached out to me. I trust his judgment and what he says. But he said that Riley was in the middle of a live stream and just went off camera to piss in a bottle.
Why would he not go to his toilet?
To his bathroom! To the sink, wherever, just somewhere other than a fucking bottle right off of camera.
Come on.
Anywhere, and I'm saying anywhere, like...
Oh, that's what Sean sent me earlier. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Oh, God.
Are you serious?
Damn it. I am telling you, JM Truth, I thought JM Truth did himself
He's on camera doing it.
Of the year by, oh, yeah. Is it the one where he's looking down? Like he's looking down into... Okay, I did catch it, but I was trying to find where I caught it yesterday. It was so early this morning, like when I received the message, and I don't want to say who it is because I don't want to put him out. I don't think
yeah,
care,
he's
but
totally peeing.
Anyway, when I received the message,
he's totally peeing.
Oh man, did he do that? Oh God, he's trying, guys. He cannot listen. He cannot be dumb fuck of the year. He's trying at this point, man. He's trying.
All right,
he knows what he's doing. He wants to win that. He wants a trophy. Another contender for dumb fuck of the year, Nathan Thompson.
Welcome, Nathan. How's the HR heads treating you?
Buddy out.
It's going good. I understand you're a heated team, but if you want me to stay here, fight the flat Earth, I'm not going to just sit here and be berated and belittled. So.
Oh no, we.
You can. All right, I won't berate and belittle you, and if I do, you're allowed to berate and belittle me back. I won't cry about it. I promise.
No, it's all right. I'll just leave because I got better things to do. I'd rather go pet my dog.
You do have a nice dog. I'll give you that. 199 from Popular Law was Riley supplies allegedly Dave with fresh product. I just wanted your thoughts on what's happening with JM at the moment because everyone's out the loop and everyone's making assumptions, and I wondered if you had actually some proper information about it because making assumptions is never good.
So I'm super in the loop. You guys know I'm good friends with JM, but the other co-producer is Shelly Lewis. It's one of my brain training clients. I've worked real closely with her. We're good friends. And not only she's seen incredible results from my training, by the way, guys, but I try to be a peacemaker and talk some sense into them, and they both kind of heard where I was coming from. But I think being in the moment and everybody having their ego attached, it's hard to, like, hindsight is always 20/20. But they're very, very heated, very emotional, and very strong-willed, you know. And so they're having a disagreement, but one way or another, that show's going to get made. They just did a sight distance test over 36 miles and less than 10 feet observational height. So for the movie, they met up with Jay Tolan Media. They've done interviews with me and Rob Skiba. JM has all the footage, and he owns all the equipment too. So
will JM be the one that's carrying on producing it right now, or because both Shelley and JM are saying that they're going to carry the project forward?
As far as I know, and I'm not like trying to say I know what's going to happen, I think JM has the rights through the production company, for all the footage and all the equipment, and a lot of the equipment he can even prove he purchased himself. And that's me, you know, I don't want to say that because I love Shelly, but that's where I think they're at as far as everything, just so you know, because you're asking.
Yeah.
If anybody has a question, because I know I got a million questions in the friggin' chat. If anyone has a question for me directly, super chat Craig so you can support his channel. Craig, happy to see you're doing well with your anti-flat Earth channel, and I think that's great.
Cool. So the line of sight test that they did, what do you know about that? Are we allowed to talk about that, or is that under NDA and stuff?
I can't say. There's longer sight distances than that, guys, but that one's really nailing the coffin too. I mean, the only reason there is ever and will ever be obstruction bottom first is due to atmospheric conditions, unless there is actual obstruction from foreshortening, which is smaller objects in the foreground obstruct larger objects in the background, or you could also have a wave shoaling or a tidal bulge. But other than that, it's atmospheric conditions such as refraction. You have the glare behind a background can cause an object to disappear. You have mist, dust, smog in the air, angular resolution limit of everything that obeys the laws of perspective, period. So, and that's aquatic and terrestrial.
What about what about when you can see ships that are on the horizon and one's a bit further away that are over the horizon, and there's no distortion, there's no, angular resolution isn't an issue because you can still see the majority of the ship, but part of it is missing. Why does that happen?
Well, you just said there's no distortion. There's always distortion, Craig.
Well,
we can't remove the densest
You've seen Daz
part
the cameraman's video, right?
You can't remove the densest part of the atmosphere, but if you do, like you go to Denver and then you go to the tallest mountain you can find and record the moon, it shrinks off in the distance into a little dot above the horizon. And star trails don't intersect the marine horizon either. The only reason things appear to intersect the marine horizon is because we have an atmospheric dome around us. We live in a medium that you cannot and will not ever remove. That's why the speed of light is just an assumption.
No, the speed of light definitely isn't an assumption. The speed of light is
a vacuum.
The speed of light is a constant, and there's no other way for it to be anything but a constant. Team, you'd probably explain that better than me.
All right, yeah.
Craig, does Earth accelerate the Earth accelerate or no as it goes around the sun?
Between the perihelion and aphelion, there is a tiny bit of acceleration and deceleration, but it's over a 6-month period.
Yeah, we can see
would you argue that any glober who claims you're in a moving train or moving airplane, it's not a good example because the airplane or train, if it is accelerating or decelerating,
yeah, but what the acceleration and deceleration is about 1%. Well, it's less than that, I think, and it's over a 6-month period. I think the acceleration equals to about 0.016 meters per second, which is practically not acceleration.
But also anything moving in a circle is accelerating because it's moving in a circle.
Well, you're talking about the acceleration due to rotation. That's not the same as linear acceleration.
You're right. It's not the same. Well, all relativity is based on linear movement.
Team, you're a relativity guy.
No, it's not.
Okay, so you're saying it's not all relative if things are moving in circles and speeding up and slowing down?
You have to be more specific than the question with your question. What do you mean by that?
Okay, well, globers will use the example if you're in an airplane, which is a closed container, moving 500 miles an hour, and you throw a ball in the air, the ball doesn't fly back. But if you're in an airplane that's doing circles and accelerating and decelerating, is that still, can you use the relative example, or is that out the window?
No, it's out the window.
All right, great. So I don't want to hear that from
window. Okay, so no. Hold on. You can't ask a very vague question and then take the vague answer and say, well, I'm just going to use this for the rest of my life. No. Do you understand why you throw it out the window? Why there's a difference between non-accelerating frames of reference and accelerating frames of reference?
Relativity is all linear.
No. Hold on. I'm not talking about relativity here. Relativity has nothing to do with what you're talking about on an airplane.
Well,
okay, on an airplane, here's what you would see, okay? Let's say, hold on, hear me out. You got one person standing still on the ground. You got another person moving at a constant velocity in an airplane as it flies overhead, all right? Now, if a person on the airplane drops a ball, all right, to him, on the inside of the frame of reference, on the inside of the airplane, I mean, is his frame of reference, he drops the ball and it drops straight to the ground. It doesn't have the velocity of the airplane added to it. To him, in his frame of reference, when he drops the ball, it goes straight down. There are no forces acting upon that ball other than gravity. Now, and not, we're not going to argue gravity. I'm not saying gravity is real here. I'm just saying that whatever the force is that makes the ball down, whether you guys say it's density, whether we say it's gravity, that's the only thing that acts on that ball inside of that frame of reference, even though the frame of reference is moving at 500 miles per hour. Now, if you're on the ground and you're looking up and the guy drops the ball, well, here's the thing. The ball is still going to drop down with the guy, but the ball and the guy are both now moving at 500 miles an hour overhead. So because it's not accelerating, because it's in a linear, like a non-accelerating reference frame, you know, an inertial reference frame, because it's in an inertial reference frame, then both people can agree as to what's going on. They both agree that there's no other forces acting on the ball. Now, let's say the guy on the airplane drops the ball, and the moment he drops the ball, the airplane begins to accelerate. Well, when he looks down and he watches the ball goes down and then it goes behind him. So to him, because he believes he is the one standing still, to him, it looks like there's a force that's acting on the ball. That's a non-inertial reference frame. When there's an apparent force that's acting on something that normally wouldn't be there in an inertial reference frame, you then know that that reference frame is non-inertial. Now, if you're on the ground and you're looking at this experiment happen, and go ahead.
I think we can move on. My point is that the Earth is accelerating and decelerating and not moving in a linear motion. So all theories of relativity are out the window because it's all linear motion. And your example is also linear motion. Until you said the plane accelerated.
But it can be across a globe too, because the acceleration is not that much. The non-inertial forces that you would see and feel are not that great. So it doesn't really make a difference. To you, you still experience, when you drop the ball, you still experience the ball. Even when you're accelerating around a curve, you still experience the ball going straight down.
Really?
You're both in that non-inertial reference frame. You're both experiencing those same exact forces.
So if you're in a NASCAR going around a track and you throw a ball in the air, it still just goes straight up and just comes straight down? Are you sure about that, team?
No, of course not. You're in a non-inertial. Right. You're in a non-inertial reference frame. Excellent. Yeah, you're in a non-inertial reference frame. So when you do that, there's going to be. Right. It's not It is a non-inertial reference frame. But what are the forces that should be felt in that non-inertial reference frame, Nathan? Calculate that. Tell me what the G forces you should feel at the equator where the Earth is spinning at its fastest. And tell me how that affects. That's all you have to do. Is if once you know the inertial forces and I told you, before you even got here, I told you it was not going to take you that long to claim either reification fallacy or begging the question. You've done it twice now. Quit saying that. You don't know what you're talking about, okay? I'm not begging the question when I say that when you're on a curve and you throw a ball in the air, it will have in your frame of reference where you think that you're standing still, that ball will not go straight up and come straight down. That ball will go up and then start going off. To you, it looks as if there's another force acting on it, when in reality, it's not. It's just trying to maintain its inertia. It wants to continue going in a straight line. From an outside observer, they would see the ball continuing off into a straight line.
Isn't that called centrifugal force?
That's another thing you'd have to take into account. But the centrifugal force on Earth is very, very minute.
Right. That's why I asked you. That's what I was asking you. What would be the non-inertial forces that you would expect to feel at the surface of the Earth on the equator?
I don't expect to feel anything because I know that the Earth is stationary. So let's move on.
That's begging
no,
I'm
talking about. Yeah. Okay.
What?
Yeah. Exactly. But at the same time, I'm talking about on the globe Earth model, Nathan. I'm asking you what you would.
Hold on, team. I don't want to move forward here. He said I'm begging the question. I didn't even ask you a question, Craig.
Well, you're making the assumption outright that the Earth is flat. Therefore, you wouldn't feel this inertial acceleration. And that's kind of begging the question that the Earth is flat.
No, the fact that the Earth doesn't move has nothing to do with the fact that the Earth is flat. The Earth could be a ball that doesn't move. I'm not saying that it is, but it could be. The fact that it's stationary is why I think the Earth doesn't move. Not because I think the Earth is flat, Craig.
We all know that the Earth does rotate, though.
We all know because I'm on the panel,
unless the aether is a thing and the aether has been disproven, the only other explanation for a gyroscope measuring a 15 degree per hour drift is that we are drifting.
Craig, can I answer now?
Okay, hold on. I want to get back to the original thing. You said something about relativity. Get back to that point. How does any of this have to do with relativity?
Relativity, one, assumes the speed of light, which none of these Globers and you, Craig, have never tested and just believe. But also, it's all for linear movement.
I have. No, so, I have.
And you guys
Nathan,
just admitted,
I have. What are you talking about?
You don't have a 10 to the negative 17 torr vacuum to test the speed of light in.
Oh, listen to me.
And that's what they assume.
I have tested the speed of light. Okay, I have tested the speed of light. No, listen. I've tested the speed of light working with radars. Okay.
Not in a vacuum.
Yes, I've tested it.
10 to the negative 17 torr.
It doesn't matter. It does not fucking matter. Does not fucking matter. We do not need. Nathan, do you understand? Okay, what? Explain then. Explain. You have no idea what you're talking about, by the way. But explain, because I would love to hear exactly how wrong you are. Go ahead.
So, because you've tested the speed of light on Earth, we all know, and Craig, you gotta stop saying we, because I don't think Earth moves, so you can't say, we all know the Earth moves. No, we don't all know the Earth moves.
Explain what you mean. Explain what you mean by we have never tested the speed of light in a vacuum.
That's 10 to the
and why that makes a difference as to why we have to have a 10 to the negative 17 torr to test the speed of light. Why do you think that? Let's rephrase my question.
They use that speed of light to assume all these distances that are not real and are all made up.
So why do you think
you didn't answer the question?
I've got a better question. Why
you didn't answer the question?
It's never been tested, team. That was my answer. It's never been tested.
Do you know what a harmonic resonance tube is? Do you know what a harmonic resonance tube is? Do you know what a harmonic resonance tube? I believe that's what it's called. I'll look it up. Let me see. That's how we know.
While you're looking it up,
Maxwell was right. That's how we tested it first. Let me test.
While you're looking it up, Craig, can you tell me about electrodynamic tethers that NASA uses?
Not specifically, no.
Okay, so for everyone in the chat, electrodynamic tethers use the ether to propel upwards. They harvest energy the same way spiders balloon off the ground and appear to fly with no apparent wings. They can also do it in a box.
What did you call it? Electromagnetic tethers?
Yeah. I think it's electrodynamic tethers, but it could be electromagnetic tethers, Craig.
Okay, I'll look this up because I know that's not a thing.
Cool, and same thing going on with guys.
You still haven't, but you still haven't, Nathan. You still haven't told me how come it's impossible for us to measure the speed of light. I'm trying to get that answer out of you. Why do you think it's impossible for us to measure the speed of light here on this surface of the Earth?
I never said that's impossible. I said the speed of light in space is assumed because you don't have a 10 to the negative 17 torr vacuum to test the speed of light, so you assume it.
Well, okay, so
Nathan,
at first glance, electromagnetic
the speed of light.
Use, sorry, team, go on. My bad.
I was right. It's electrodynamic tethers.
Okay. No. Okay, so here's what happened. James Clerk Maxwell, he first predicted the speed of light. He first calculated, okay? He said there's something that's going on here with light and we need to figure it out. These are what the measurements, these are what I think is going on. And he wrote out these equations and one of them included how to calculate for the speed of light. Then they measured they tested his calculation out against real world observations, all right? The speed of light doesn't change, like it doesn't go from
and the data?
Yeah, James Clerk Maxwell.
You said he came up.
Well, I mean, I can get that to you. No, he did. He calculated it first. He calculated it first, and then when they tested it, they realized that it was done in I believe what's called a harmonic resonance tube that uses standing waves. He was using standing electromagnetic waves, and until they reach a perfect resonance, once they reach a perfect resonance, you could tell how long the wavelength was. Once you know how long the wavelength was, you could tell how long it took to get from one point to the next. Then they could say, okay, great. Now we know exactly that the distance it takes to get from point A to point B was calculated first at 300 kilometers per second, and now we're measuring it to be relatively close to 300,000 kilometers per second. It's gotten better and better and better. How do you think interferometers work?
But that's not testing it in a 10 to the negative 17 torr Vacuum.
It doesn't have to. Why do you think it has to be in 10 to the negative 17th? First off, the speed of light isn't tested, or isn't predicted in 10 to the negative. Hold on. The speed of light isn't predicted in 10 to the negative 17th torr. It's predicted with zero vacuum, in a complete vacuum.
Well,
okay?
Let
It's
me tell
just
you
a number that's a calculation. Everything else is relative to that number.
Well, let me tell you my point, okay? So, I don't think light as a speed. I think light has a rate of induction, and that's medium specific. So unless you remove that medium that you're testing in, you cannot assume the speed of light in space. That's my argument, team.
Okay,
Will I see you in Dallas?
Good chance of it. You'll see him in
Yeah,
Dallas.
of course you will. I'll be here. They're not letting me into the thing, but I'll be sitting outside with a fucking protest thing that says Earth's not flat. Change my mind. Come find me. Sit down and have a conversation.
So my question, Nathan, is more to do with why do you think and what evidence do you have of the fact that light has different speeds and different mediums?
Well, that I'm not speed of light expert. I just know the globe science is all phony because they haven't tested it in a vacuum, and it's based on linear movement, guys, and nothing in space is moving linear. It's all attracted to center mass and other masses in space and orbiting other things and accelerating and decelerating in egg-shaped orbits with Owen Benjamin just said it's impossible on his video. Shout out, Owen.
Oh, Owen's got a video coming, don't worry. But what do you think they're doing when they do a moon bounce? Is that not going through the 10 to the negative 17 torr of space?
No, definitely not. Space is fake. Earth is a closed.
Oh, wait. So no, that's very wrong. But we'll get to that. You just made the claim that they haven't tested it in the 10 to the negative 17 torr of space. But every time they do a moon bounce, according to the globe model, it is going through that 10 to the negative 17 torr of space.
No, space is not real. So
you are assuming that to make your thing right.
You're assuming space, and assuming space is a 10 to the negative 17 torr vacuum. And what I'm saying is you don't have a vacuum that size to test unless you assume space, assume the moon is 230,000 miles away, which it's not, because it shrinks into a little dot above the horizon when you get above the atmospheric dome.
Nathan, why you still haven't asked me or answered that question for me. What? First off, okay, listen, the speed of light in a vacuum, we don't ever, that's a convention that we calculate from, okay? So we find an index, let's say we find an index of refraction, and we calculate that from the speed of light in a vacuum. We're not even saying space is a pure vacuum.
Oh.
So why are you thinking that we have to go? Why are you thinking? No, there's fucking something called electromagnetic field. Do you?
Yeah.
Are you saying the electromagnetic field is not real now? Are you saying that? Do you have evidence that the electromagnetic field is
Can electromagnetics bend light, guys?
Okay.
Can electromagnetics bend light? Can it move light?
What do you?
Have you guys ever
what do you
seen
mean
a
by can
ferrocell?
electromagnetics bend light?
He's trying to go down the route of a ferrocell, cell, but that's really not how a ferrocell works.
Is the ferrocell or supercell showing that light is bending because of the electromagnetic field?
No, it's
yes
not.
Or no? No.
Well, how about this, Nathan? Since you're the one making the claim, why don't you teach us all that? Since you know it, since you know the science of it, and you know exactly what's going on, why don't you go ahead and give us that science lesson?
Yeah, of course. Happy to. So what exactly do you want me to detail?
Everything. I want you to teach me how a ferrocell bends light.
Okay. Well, let me start with Bob.
And I want specifics because I'm fairly like knowledgeable on physics terminology. So you just be as specific as possible so I can get the exact physics behind using a ferrocell to bend light.
Well, can we at least agree electromagnetics can bend light? Yes or no?
It doesn't make any sense. Electromagnetics?
Yeah, can a
electromagnetic
magnet bend light?
waves, magnetic forces?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Because it can electromagnetism. Is that what you're saying? Electromagnetism?
Can a magnet
I think
and,
I would have to verify that, but I'm not sure. I think you can use I think you can manipulate the okay.
Well,
I'm not going to
the
lie
path
to you,
of light
but
is not affected by the presence of a magnetic field, like because light's composed of.
So if you remove the magnet, the light doesn't change its direction? Oh, Craig,
light has a charge of 0.
Yeah,
light has a charge of 0, by the way. So yeah, electromagnetism, magnets would affect it.
I'm saying if you introduce a magnetic field, the light bends and changes, and it actually shows the toroidal field on the supercell and the ferrule cell, guys. And so Ken Wheeler is a great YouTube channel, almost 200,000 subscribers.
No. Don't parrot somebody else and then refer to his channel. I want you to teach us how it is, because you can't just come in here and say something and not be able to back it up with your own explanation.
I wasn't done. You just interrupted me.
Okay,
so
try and
I'll
keep
continue.
It simple,
so of course, I was saying that that's a great YouTube channel to go for information, but since none of the Globers on the panel know electromagnetic spin light, this is why they think that Bob
Nathan, I just told you it didn't. I just told you it didn't. Light has a charge of 0. It wouldn't be affected. And this isn't me looking it up. This is me just thinking it to myself and going, would a magnetic field affect light? And I go, well, wait, light has a charge of 0. So no, it wouldn't.
If I'm going to attempt to explain this,
that's the bottom line. Look it up. Look it up. Just look it up. Listen, I'm making the fucking prediction right now, okay, that magnetism does not bend light. Look it up and tell me if I'm wrong or right.
I've been looking up the specifics.
Yes, I'm telling you. Yeah. Okay, but Nathan, listen, here's the difference between me and you, okay? I try to understand anything I want to talk about. I don't just talk about it. I try to understand the science, understand why it works. You just came in here and said electromagnetism bends light. It took me a second. I said, look, I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Let me think about it. And the first thing I thought about was, holy fuck, light has a charge of 0. Therefore, magnetism is not affected. Yeah. So please look it up and tell me whether magnetism affects light. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to go off of my knowledge.
Okay, when you say
that's what I was asking you. I don't want you to parrot somebody else. I want you to tell me your knowledge on the topic, Nathan.
Yeah, of course. But I've been trying to, and you keep interrupting me.
Okay, I can answer the question once. Nathan, if you want to carry on, then I've got a rebuttal for it all. So.
Yeah, so this is why all the Globers think Bob proved with his interferometer that he measured rotation, because they don't understand that there is electromagnetic forces affecting the interferometer, and that is what is being accounted for because we have a firmament around us rotating above us, which is why we have compasses and an electromagnetic field. According to science and a Curry point, I ain't mad at you. According to science, metals reach a Curry point. They don't hold magnetism once they reach molten metal.
Okay, I
so
about that as well.
And then science has never duplicated a dynamo threshold. So if you take a molten sphere and spin it, you have to introduce electromagnetism in order to look at it and see what happens, which is all scientists do because they've never generated an electromagnetic field from a spinning molten ball because the Earth is a flat stationary container.
Right. Okay, so first of all, no, light is not affected by magnetism or electromagnetics. Light does not carry any charge itself, so it does not attract or repel charged particles like electrons. Instead, light is an oscillating electric and magnetic field. If you take an electron and put it in a static electric field, like a Van de Graaff generator, then the electron feels a force due to the field and will move. This happens when an electron interacts with a light wave, but because the light wave is an oscillating field, the electron moves to and fro, and there is no net motion. If you could watch an electron as light passes by, you'd see it start oscillating to and fro, but its net position wouldn't change. So the mere fact that light doesn't have a charge means that it cannot interact with a magnetic field because there's no electrons that will interact with it. So no, categorically, light is not affected by electromagnetics. And secondly, to counter your about the fact that the Earth can't generate an electric field because of the molten core, it's not actually the spinning molten core that is generating the Earth's magnetic field. That's actually caused by convection currents and friction. And you know they can change based on the amount of magma being released and everything, but no, it's not the spinning molten core.
In the outer core.
Yeah, it's
the outer core where that's generated at.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's not the spinning molten core. It's the convection currents of the molten core around the outer side. that actually cause
You
our electric
guys are
field.
just repeating your religious rhetoric because no science, anyone has ever dug deeper than 8 miles. Ever.
Yeah, but as Conspiracy
Okay,
Cat said
okay,
to
but
you
see,
in
Nathan,
the
the
debate on
difference is
Non Sequitur show, we can test the shape of it using PNS waves. So we know what the interior is, and using those, we can actually tell the density of things that are there as well.
Okay, so if a light is not bent by electromagnetic fields, what is happening with a supercell and a ferrocell cell?
Well, you tell
That's
us.
what you're here to explain to us.
Yeah. Knowing that the physics around light is that it will not be affected by an electromagnetic field, maybe then you can explain to us how a ferrocell works.
Yeah, well, here's how it works. You turn the ferrocell on or the supercell on. You go to Ken Wheeler's channel. He has both of these. I currently don't have one. I spend all my money doing meetups and buying P1000s, but he has a bunch of supercells.
Why would you buy such a rubbish camera? Honestly, I wonder why the flat earthers love that camera, because for the price, it's actually not a very good camera. I mean, you can't even detach the lens and put extensions and stuff on.
Well, you don't need to, because it's 125 times optical zoom, and that's without even touching the digital. So that's more powerful than most telescopes on the market.
Than most telescopes.
Most. The cheap ones, most of them, yes, are under 120 times zoom.
Well, you know what happens when you use a telescope like this? Do you know what kind of things this can pick up?
Yeah, I've used those. You definitely can't find any curvature. Did it at Lake Pontchartrain. No, Craig.
See stuff like this.
That's a cartoon.
That's beautiful, though. That's
So
not a
when
cartoon.
you zoom in,
that's
when you
literally
zoom in
taken with that camera that I just showed you, with the telescope that I just showed you.
when I zoom in on stars, they have color. They're not all white dots.
Well, that's because you use a P1000, and that's not designed for looking at the stars. Whereas this picture, this picture, and this picture, they were all taken with this telescope by someone in the community using this software.
You were going to tell me how Earth's not a closed container?
Well, the Earth isn't definitely a closed container because we receive energy. If the Earth was a closed so let's for a second assume that the Earth is in a dome with a sun and a moon inside the dome, right? The thing is, the major problem with that is that over time there would be a build-up of heat.
Why are we assuming anything?
But because this is your model, right? Or what you say? We're in a closed container with a sun and the moon. So I'm just playing on your field for a second, right?
Yeah, but it's a closed dynamic system, and there's no energy wasted. So you know about the yin and the yang.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with what I'm saying.
Yeah, so moonlight is cold. So
well, no, moonlight's definitely not cold. We've shown that. Team, do you want to get the temperature sensor video ready to go if we need it?
Well, when you say that,
yeah,
we've
hey,
shown
Sean Hufford is. Hold on 1 second, Nathan. Sean Hufford. Yes, hold on, Nathan. Sean Hufford's a member of our community. He got a thermal camera and did this experiment. Sean, will you please send me the video via Hangouts, and I'll share that. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I did it, and there's hundreds of other people who have done it, where moonlight's not just cold, but it's putrefying and silverish blue. It's not reflecting golden hot pyrophosphorescent sunlight. Also,
how much of the sunlight do you think is reflected off of the moon on our
it's
model?
not.
Yeah,
well,
okay.
balls that reflect light have a specular highlight, so there is no specular highlight on the moon. So I don't think it's a reflector of light at all.
Team, do you want to take that?
Honestly, I'm still having a hard time allowing him, Nathan, to leave that ferrocell question. You have not answered the ferrocell question.
Let's go back to the ferrocell. Let's go back to the ferrocell and then we get to the moon.
Because
he got sidetracked by a P1000. He got triggered.
That's my bad.
It's all right. So I was trying to explain that when I observed the ferrocells and supercells that Ken Wheeler has on his channel, Apropros or something, whatever it is, 178,000 subs last time I checked. What happens when you introduce?
Yeah, but Nathan, hold on. I'll let you appeal to his authority there and I don't care about that. That really doesn't bother me. But I would like to point out. Hold on. I would like to tell you, Nathan. I know, because I would like you before you start using.
Nathan, just wait.
Listen,
one sec.
Before you start using Ken Wheeler's evidence, ask yourself: is Ken Wheeler a fucking flat earther or not? Yes or no? He's not. He's already said he wished you guys would stop using his fucking evidence to support your dipshitter. He has said. So? You're appealing to authority.
No, I'm not.
You're appealing to authority, Nathan. Do you not? Yes, you are. You're constantly saying you should go check this guy out. You should go check this guy out. This is my. Hold on, Nathan. You're saying when I asked you to explain that because you provide. Hold on, Nathan. Listen. You came on here. You're the one that put forth. Nathan, you're the one that put forth. Nathan,
just let him finish
you're the one
his
that
point.
put forth.
It doesn't matter what
listen,
you believe.
Nathan,
you're the one that put forth.
Let him finish his point. Just
shut
let him
up
finish
and
his
listen
point,
for a
and
second.
you can respond to it afterwards.
You're the
right?
one that put forth the feral cell evidence. You're the one that put forth that feral cell evidence, okay? You've asked me these same questions when I put forth evidence to you. You said, have you done it? How do you know? What did you do about that? So I'm asking you now, how do you know? Have you done it? Have you, can you explain the physics or the science to me so that someone like me who doesn't understand knows what's going on without saying, go watch Ken Wheeler's video, he'll explain it to you?
So, what I observed with the feral cell and supercell, and that's not the only channel that does it, and anyone can go buy a feral cell or supercell for about $600 to $1,000. What you observe is when you turn it on, the light is obviously bending when you introduce a magnet. That's what it shows. That's the purpose of the supercell and the feral cell. So both of you scientifically illiterate goofballs.
No, you're begging the question there. You're begging the question.
I didn't ask
you.
Yeah,
you're not explaining how it works. You're not explaining how it works. You're saying go watch this other video and watch, and this is what's happening.
I have to ask you a question for it to be
Why don't you?
The question fallacy, you moron.
Not necessarily. But
okay, begging the
you're
question
making huge assumptions. You're making all these assumptions. Okay, you're appealing to authority and you're appealing to ignorance here because you don't know. Yes, you are. You're appealing to ignorance. You're saying you're saying that
it's not real. Prove it's not happening. I'm telling you it does happen. You can observe.
No, you're saying that it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. And it's two ways on that. And it's two ways on that. No, it's two ways on that. You can say, oh, you can just say the argument from ignorance in this point is when you say it causes the light to bend, and I say how, and you go, I don't know, it just does. You can't fucking come up with a goddamn reason why. You cannot explain to me, who's willing to listen to you and learn. You can't even do that. All you can do is go say, watch Ken Wheeler's videos. What does that mean you're doing, Nathan? Does that mean you understand what's going on, or are you just parroting Ken Wheeler's videos?
No, guys. Anyone can get a supercell.
I didn't realize you were pushing him so hard.
I've never talked about Ken Wheeler. You guys asked me about electromagnetic.
You've done that all goddamn day today.
You've interrupted me all day.
And you still can't explain that.
So, I mean,
because you're not explaining it. I'm tired of hearing you say the same shit over and over. Explain it.
Nathan, let me just, what you're saying is a feral cell.
Look at that, guys. Look at on your cell. Am I being shared with the audience right now or no?
They should be able to see your screen. Let me finish my point. Right.
Excellent. So what's happening right there? Go ahead.
Wait, I need to take you. All right. So what you're saying to us is the proof of light bending by magnetic fields is the fact that a serophile does it, without actually explaining how a serophile does it.
Feral cell.
Feral cell. Sorry, yeah. I'm still tired from the weekend.
Guys, my claim is that a magnet bends light, and you guys said no, it doesn't, and then I show you light, and now you're saying, well, tell me how. Tell me how it happens. You guys are you're like on welfare for science. You're like, here's my cup.
You don't know what's going on there.
Nathan, the scientific consensus is that magnets don't bend light.
What do you mean? You guys can observe it right there in front of your face right now on screen for you. You introduce a magnet.
No, we see something, but we don't. Just because you say that's light bending in all directions, where's the light source? To me, you know what? Just looking at it from being just this video that you're sharing, to me, it looks like it's there's plasma in there. It looks like that's highly charged plasma right there.
Yeah,
that's creating
what I was going to say.
The same type of glow that plasma would
almost similar to a
create.
Van de Graaff
So what I'm asking you is So what I'm asking you, Nathan, is if I'm wrong here, tell me why I'm wrong. Explain to me so that I can better understand what's going on. I don't want to be wrong, so I'm trying to ask you to explain it. I don't want to go to his video. I want to learn from you.
Well, I'm trying to show you what we observe because I don't have my own ferrocell or supercell. I've already said that once. This is the second time already.
You say we observe. You say we observe.
But Nathan.
Yeah, on screen.
But our question about that is how do you know that that's light? As Team was saying, that doesn't look like light. That looks like highly energized plasma being controlled by a magnetic field. No one is denying that plasma can be controlled by a magnetic field. But that does not look like light being controlled.
Exactly.
But where's the light source coming from? That
this is
that
an
just
LED
isn't
light around the outside.
And
that's an LED light around the outside. Guys.
What is the actual thing? What is it we're looking at?
Oh my God! Just for you guys, just proved to like 1,000 people, you guys don't know shit about electromagnetism and light.
Very hard to see what this actually is that you're showing us. Like, what is that video? Could you send it to me? Could you email me the link to that video?
Okay, you can laugh all you want, but somebody would like you to give an explanation instead of just laughing, instead of just saying, "Oh, this is what it is." Explain.
Yeah.
Explain. That's the difference between me and you. When I say something, I explain it. You can't explain it. You keep saying, "Go watch this other video. Go watch this other video. Just go watch this other video." We observe this. Go watch this other video. You didn't observe shit. You watched a video and they're parroting what was in the video.
If anyone's just joining this, scroll back and see how many times I've been interrupted trying to answer these guys' questions where they ask me to explain stuff and then complain that I don't explain things.
Because you keep saying, "Look at this video." That's not an explanation, Nathan.
Okay, so I don't.
If you said to me, if you said, let me ask you a question. The other day when I was on your channel and I played the animation that I made explaining the fucking Coriolis effect, you just basically dismissed that. You dismissed it because you were like, nope, what is that? Nope, that's not fucking Coriolis. That's some cartoon. That's some cartoon. I asked you to explain this. I said, hey, how do we know that there's no trickery going on in here? How are you so sure that there's no CGI going on in there? How are you sure? Have you tested the video to make sure that the video is fucking 100% legit? No, I think it is. But I'm asking you, what's your level of knowledge on that video? How much of that information do you actually know, Nathan? Or are you just parroting what's in the video and saying, this is what this means?
Yeah, so Nathan,
so we're talking about Earth rotating now?
Nathan, have you sent me the link to that video? If you could just email me the link to that video so I can actually see it firsthand rather than through your camera, that would be much better. Is that right?
People want all the answers. They can go follow my YouTube, Nathan Thompson.
Well, that particular video, could you just send me the link to it so that we can display it properly for the audience? Is that okay?
I could, but I don't feel like it. Everyone can go to Ken Wheeler's channel, Theopros Apropros.
Okay then.
You can go to that channel and look it up too. It's called "The Deepest Secrets of Magnetism."
Nathan, come on, we're having a cordial conversation. Just help it along. Just send me that link so that I can put it on screen for everyone to see properly.
The link is called "The Deepest Secrets of Magnetism,"
okay.
And it's by Ken Wheeler. I did just send it to you verbally.
Deepest.
Hey, I love you guys. Good chatting with you guys, dude.
Okay. By Ken Wheeler, you say?
Yeah, his channel is called Theopros Apropos. He's like the.
Oh yes. Okay, there we go.
I'll tell you what, though, Nathan, you're getting better and better at dodging the question, bro. You're almost a pro at that.
That guy will blow your mind, though. His channel is really freaking good. There's a reason it has 200,000 subs.
Yeah, this looks like the kind of channel the team's gonna be looking into soon. So right.
Dude, when he got hit up about
I already saw his channel before. He doesn't believe in relativity. He doesn't believe in a lot of shit.
Okay.
Of course, and gravity is not an autonomous field modality.
You can see.
Medium specific, location specific, Go ahead. There's his video.
He has a different theory on gravity. I believe it is.
Yeah.
My channel artist knows a lot about this guy.
It's incoherent dielectric acceleration. I just don't have time to school you guys because you need to be taking notes seriously.
No, you can't. No, you can't do that. You can't do that because you come from the school of thought that it's just density and buoyancy. So don't go starting to try to find a ad hoc explanation that can replace density and buoyancy, Nathan.
Right. So at first, look, what's going on here is the charged particles of whatever the thing's in is allowing the light to travel around it. It's not the actual light that's bending; it's the medium that it's in.
Craig, if I'm not mistaken, there's a magnet under that ferrule cell. That's why the light is bending, and there's a hole in the center of that.
Yeah, but I'm saying that the medium of what the light is traveling in is why the light is bending. It's not the actual light bending.
It's bending the medium that the light is traveling in?
Yeah, or it's allowing the particular path of least resistance to be applied to that path of light.
What's the medium inside of a ferrule cell or a supercell?
Well, this particular thing that he's showing now, I'm going to have to look more into this, but that is just my first impressions. That no, it's not the light that is bending.
Guessing.
But so are you, to be fair. You don't really know what ferrule cells are. I mean, it's a well-known fact that light doesn't have a charge. I mean, that's just a basic physics knowledge. Light does not have a charge. The way that computers work.
Physics says you're on a tilted spinning cartoon globe, so don't appeal to authority with.
I'm not appealing to authority. I'm appealing to the reality of our universe.
Okay, well, what we observe there is a toroidal field, a magnetic field around a magnet, and it's bending when you introduce another magnet. So if you guys don't think...
All right, Nathan, I will promise you right now a rebuttal to that video, okay? I will get a proper... I will look into that video more, because I've not seen that video before. I've told you what it looks like at first instance to me. I mean, I imagine it's full of some kind of ferrofluid, which, again, would... is the medium that the light's traveling in. So, but again, this is just me first looking at it. I'm going to look at that video and I will do a rebuttal video. But we understand how light works because that's how we know how computers function.
You stop saying we.
Well, when I say we, I mean the rest of humanity. You know, when I say we, I mean not flat earthers.
Argument for
okay?
popularity.
No, it's not. When I'm just telling you what I mean when I say we.
Just speak for yourself, Craig.
No, I'll speak for me and my 20,000 subscribers because we all think the same.
A lot of flat earthers follow you and think it's hilarious, though, Craig.
Well, I do appreciate the flat earthers' support, obviously.
You do realize you have an anti-flat earth channel, and we give you all your content, and you're talking about the flat earth, which is the truth. Yeah. So, in the end... You're talking about
have you any idea how many people that have come to me and gone, thanks to people like you and Team Skeptic and Simon Dan and Conspiracy Cats, I am no longer a flat earther. That's why I talk about the flat earth, is so that people that have fallen for the nonsense can actually find out the real truth. So, right, I promised you a response to that video. I will get to that, but I wanted to then, the next claim was about the moonlight being cold, right?
Yeah, I've tested it. Have you tested it?
Yeah, actually. I've done it recently in the waning moon phase. I'm going to do it better when there's not as much cloud cover. But Sean Hufford, have you got that video, team?
So you did it without a full moon and with cloud coverage. Can I see your results?
Well, I didn't record it. I said I'm trying to wait until there's better conditions.
You didn't record it?
No, because this is the first time that I've done something like it, and I was just testing it out so that I can refine my method and record it doing it properly. I'm not in a particularly conducive area to do it, so I needed to figure out the best way to do it. So when I actually have the best conditions, I will record it. But my initial observations were that there is no change in temperature because of the moonlight. And this goes on the evidence that I have from other people. I think team should have that video available.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Yeah, right. I'm going to show you the.
This was done by Sean Hufford, Nathan Thompson.
Right. If you bear with us, this is the other member of Science or Satire that done this for us.
Hey, we should bring Sean Hufford in here.
Yeah,
because he's done it himself, so that way Nathan. Yeah. No, you have to because I don't want him to have that delay. So just you go ahead and give him the link.
Right, Sean,
but that way, I don't want Nathan to say, "Well, you didn't do it." So
yeah, I can bring in the person that did this particular experiment. Okay. So you just bear with me 1 second while I get them the link to come in.
What was your controls, Nathan? What were your control
I never
experiment?
said it was an experiment. I just said I measured the temperature of the moon. I never said it was an experiment. You guys did.
How did you measure the temperature of the moon?
So you looked at it? You looked at it?
No, I used the laser thermometer.
Temperature thermometer. Okay.
They're extremely
sounds about
accurate,
right.
and it was off by 4 to 6 degrees colder than the shade.
Well, you could say that all you want, but until you take controls, until you prove that it's the moonlight that's causing that, that's just...
You mean, was it one of
just
these that you used,
fucking
Nathan, yeah?
saying something.
One of these?
Wouldn't the control be the shade?
No, not necessarily. You need to eliminate that as one of the things. So you're talking about one of these you used, yeah?
Okay, so guys, if the land is getting hit by moonlight and part of it is not in the moonlight, then couldn't you say that the moonlight is causing the cooling, or what is causing the cooling then, in your opinion?
There's a thing called radiated cooling.
Oh, you could hypothesize that. You
Yeah.
could hypothesize that, but then you would have to set up an experiment with controls to understand whether that was the actual reason or not. You speak highly of the scientific method. You should know this.
Yeah. So,
can you guys look at my test and see what's wrong with it?
Right. So my answer to the fact that it is warmer in the shade than in the moonlight is radiated cooling. During the day, the sun receives energy. The Earth receives energy from the sun. It heats up the ground and everything around it, and then during the night it radiates that heat back. But if something's in the shade, that means that heat is getting blocked from escaping, which is why it would be warmer in the shade than in the moonlight when you have an open air, so there's more space for the heat to radiate back out. That's why you have warmer shade, colder moonlight.
Hello.
Okay, I've heard that, and
Hey,
I thought
Sean.
about that, but the thing is when I did my test, the shade that I was measuring wasn't covered. It was actually because the moon was off to the side, and it was coming to the side of the house, so there was nothing actually covering the shaded part and keeping the heat in.
Yeah, but the mere fact that there is shade means there is some cover. That's why there's shade, because the moonlight isn't reaching it, so it's shaded. It's covered in a way.
It was coming at an angle. It was not. The heat was not being trapped above it. There was nothing above it to trap the heat.
It doesn't necessarily have to be above it if there's something to the side of it. The heat radiates in all directions, and if there's less direction for the heat to radiate, that means it will maintain more of the heat. Team, do you want to put Sean's video back on?
Yeah, if you want to jump it up to about a minute 40.
Sean, you just... Okay. Good. Let me get up there.
I just want to make a point here. I'm going to jump it up to minute 40.
You're displaying me right now, team.
All right, here you go. Huh?
You're displaying the stream. Infinite zooms. There we go.
Yeah, go ahead and play a few seconds of that while that picnic table comes into view.
All right, Nathan. Here's an experiment about it that Sean.
You don't need me to have the sound on, do you? You're just going to talk it through it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, go ahead and stop it there. Well, wait for the picnic table to come back into view. Because the picnic table is really a neat little observation here. Nathan, do you notice that it's really, really black on the top of the table and it's white on the bottom underneath the table?
Yes, I can see that.
Oh, okay. There is about a 30-degree difference in those temperatures. Why is the top of the table pretty much 19 degrees and underneath the table is almost 40, 45?
Is that table outside?
Yes, it is.
Is it in the moonlight?
That was the next question. Is this caused by the moonlight, Nathan?
Could be partly because of the moonlight. Could be because of other
Okay.
factors too.
Go back to the beginning of the video there, Team Skeptic.
Where at?
That should be good. Go ahead and play it. Turn the audio off. Because the moon was only about 10 degrees above the horizon at this point in time. And there's actually a building between the moon and, see, there's the moon there. There's a building between the moon and the playground. So there is no moonlight hitting that playground at all, and the moon is still rising. None of that temperature difference is because of moonlight. JM Truth, when I showed him this, his excuse was starlight makes things cold, not moonlight. Are you going to follow the same route?
Sorry, guys. I was busy. I have a life.
Yeah, I know. You just don't want to. You don't actually want to address evidence. We know how you are.
No. I've done this test myself. It was 4 to 6 degrees cooler. So, you know,
Yeah,
if you
but
guys want to
you missed the entire.
on here and pay close attention.
But you missed the entire point where the moon.
And
again,
I got a text.
Yeah.
And, I was busy. I had to respond to the text. So.
Yeah, you could have said, "Hold on a second." You could have said, "Hold on a second." That way, you wouldn't have missed the evidence. Because you asked me a question, I answered it. You asked me a question about where the moon was. I answered it, but did you hear that answer?
Hey, dude, I really don't care about this, and I don't know who you are, so I don't know what your guys' point of this. I've tested the moon.
Oh, you know exactly who I am, Nathan. You've actually commented on many of my videos.
That means I know who you are?
Yes,
for real?
It does.
So because I
but
made
again,
a comment
Nathan,
on a YouTube
are you actually trying to avoid dealing with
Hold
evidence?
on, this is the logic of the globe heads. Because I made a comment on your YouTube video, I know who you are.
Well, yeah, you are aware of his channel. You were on his channel. You were on his channel, leaving comments on his video. If you no, you come on. He didn't say you know who he is, like you've been to his house and shook his hand and shit like that. You know what the fuck he's talking about.
I have no idea
You've been on his channel. You've commented on his fucking videos. Whether you were actually paying attention or you were fucking high out of your mind is your problem. Okay, it's intellectual dishonesty. I know. I bet you do. I bet you just look at the fucking title. I bet you do, Nathan. I bet you look at the title and see that it's not a flat Earth video. You hit the thumbs down and you just say Earth is flat, and leave.
Hold on, Skeptic. I want to reiterate the point that he's claiming to have missed. There was no moon shining on the playground. There was a big ass building between the moon and the playground. So none of this was caused by a moonlight. JM came up with an answer. I asked you if it was, and you said most likely. Moon's not up yet to hit the playground. I said it could, so it's not caused by the moonlight.
I said it could be. There could be. No, I said it could be. I said it could be other effects causing it too. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I was hoping you would elaborate, and you did. Cool story. I've tested the moon myself. It's measurably cold. They're the same size because they're actually the same size. It's not just apparent. It's actual. And the sun and moon are small and localized, and they vanish off.
What the hell does that have to do with whether moonlight's cold or not? Where did you get on size at?
I was just talking about the sun and moon because I've already tested moonlight. So.
Yeah, but my test here shows that the moonlight has absolutely dick to do with cold surfaces that are open to open air.
Any moonlight? The moon wasn't even out when you were doing that test. So how did you test moonlight?
But here's what the test was. Does moonlight cause it, or is it just something that happens? It's just something that happens. It's called radiative cooling. Since we're getting the same results you get with moonlight when there's no moonlight present, you can rule out the moon.
Hey, yeah. Do you not see the value in that observation, Nathan? As somebody who tells everybody what the scientific method is, do you not see what he did? Have you not? Did you not see what he did? He fucked.
Muted myself.
Hold on. Did you not? But no. Did you not see what he did? He showed that the phenomenon occurs even when moonlight is not present. So even though you say it's moonlight, he's showing you that it doesn't need. Wow.
Okay,
hey,
right.
Dude, I didn't do my test on a picnic table, so it's not analogous to my test.
Nathan,
you didn't do a test, Nathan. You shot a laser. Oh my God.
Right. Let me reiterate the point. The point is that what Sean managed to get was the same results as people get in the moonlight without the moonlight being there. Now, can I ask you a question, right? So, if you're saying the moonlight is cold, does that mean if there was a temperature sensor as the moonlight went over it, that sensor would register cold?
Well, we could hypothesize all day. Why don't you just do the test?
Do you want to get that video, team?
Anyways, Skeptic, I came in here at request to just deal with this one video. I'm not feeling well, so I'm going to go ahead and...
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Sean. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm probably...
Get the moon in there next time, Sean. Get the moon in there next time. We're going to talk about moonlight.
Yeah, all right, team, do you know where to get that video of the sensors next to the house?
Yeah, it's on Where's Wally's channel.
Right, yeah, I've got it.
Hey, guys, it's been fun. I'm going to get going, dude.
Oh, I'm just about to give you some evidence, Nathan. One sec. Right, so let me get this up for you.
I love evidence.
Yeah, this is good evidence. This is a channel called Where's Wally, another good friend of ours.
This is how you do a real scientific test, Nathan. Pay attention.
So,
you might learn something today.
What? Let me get that up.
Kind of dancing around here.
Right. So,
okay, so a whole lot.
Where is it?
Between 8.
See that, Nathan? That's real data that you can provide scientifically, not just, hey, I shined a laser at a spot in the ground that was in the shade and it was hotter.
Where? Oh, let me get the part where he's actually getting the. Right, here we go. Here we go. Right. So what he's got is sensors on this that register temperature, and as the moonlight went over the sensor, see, he had it lined up so the moonlight would go over the sensors, each of those 4 red dots, and as the moonlight went over it, it did not change the temperature. And this was done with the controls of actually using something that physically registers temperature. And it shows that there was no drop in temperature from the moonlight when it went over. And it's not just using a laser thermometer, which can be affected by a whole bunch of other stuff. It is actual, digital thermometers. And as the moonlight swept over that, really cool. It showed that there was no drop in temperature.
That's cool. I'll just forget all the tests I did, Greg. Thanks.
But this nullified your test.
Yeah. You didn't do a test. You did an observation. You just said, ooh, look, temperature. Ah, great.
Yeah.
That's what you said. That's what you did. You didn't do a scientific test. Nathan, don't walk around and talk about how much you know the scientific method and how you preach it and how you have all the answers and how everybody else is wrong. And then when they ask you, what's your controls, what's your test, you're like, oh, well, I shined a laser on it. This guy did a real test. This is real fucking data. It would do you a favor if you really think the moon is cooling shit down. It would do you a favor to do a test that's at least this fucking sophisticated and come up with better fucking results than he did. I shined a laser on it.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Radiated cooling answers your experiments. Actual science says that no, the moon isn't cooling.
Join the official Flat Earth and Globe discussion.
Hey, we all know how you got them.
And you too can be muted and booted.
Yeah. Hey Nathan, we all know that you used your friends' accounts to sign up all their friends and stuff. So, you've maybe got a couple of thousand real people in there. The rest are just, what the fuck's going on? Why am I in this? All right.
We have 90,000 active members according to the data Facebook gives.
Cool. I've got over 2.5.
You were like at 125 or 40,000 a while back. What happened to the 35,000 people that fucking left in?
Yeah, check this out, team. This is an interesting thing. Yeah, you're right. We were at 125,000. We added 800 people in the last 7 days, and we're still at 125 because even though we add people to the group every day, the numbers.
Didn't you just say you have 90,000 members? Didn't you just say you have 90,000 members, bro? Come on. Don't fucking inflate the numbers after you just deflated them.
We have 125,000 members. We have 90,000 active members according to the data Facebook gives us with people who comment, like, share, etc. So yes, Facebook does.
I'd love to go look. I bet I could go on that page right now and I couldn't count up 90,000 likes on anything or 90,000 comments on anything for the past 30 days. Guaranteed. I've seen that fucking Facebook, Nathan. It's nothing but a bunch of people patting each other on the back, squeezing your buttholes together. Right. Come on. We all know what goes on there. Anybody has a differing opinion, you guys do what? Nathan, block that guy.
Nathan, just before you go, just before you go, this is someone making a DIY ferrule cell and showing you what's actually inside a ferrule cell. Some mixture, some ferrofluid, some dye. That's why you see the light bending, is because it's in a magnetic fluid that is actually bending. Meaning the medium that it is going through is the thing that is bending. So that's how a ferrule cell works, and that's with just the most basic research and a video someone sent me. So yeah,
Craig,
sorry.
Don't forget to make an entire video about it just to talk about me and how wrong I was, Craig, and how I'm a dumb earther and a conspiracy theorist.
Well, thing is, I don't really think you're going to make it into the top 10 for Dumb Fuck of the Year. You're so insignificant.
I know. I'm like the second speaker at the main international conference. I'm just nobody.
A collection of morons. Wow. Yeah. But,
well, Nathan, do you realize that what you just said right now, Nathan, what you just said, hold on, I want to tell you something. What you just said now is the equivalence of bragging to everybody how you got second place in a shit-eating contest and you didn't get paid for it.
You're going to you hang out in the parking lot, Team Skeptic, you loser.
I'm not going to be in the parking lot. I just know better.
Oh,
hold
here
on. I
comes
know
the
better. No,
mechanical
no, no.
laughing.
Hey, hold on.
How many shower heads you got,
say I'm a
Nathan?
loser. You know
You're not
why?
even in the building,
Yeah.
homie.
Well, hold on.
You're not even in the
Yeah,
building,
I could.
homie.
No,
Here
I could
comes the
easily go in there.
asshole.
But what would happen the moment? Hold on, Nathan. The moment that
on the
someone like
rooftop, you're
you
not even
sees
in
me,
the
what's
building.
going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen the moment someone
Nobody
sees
knows what
a
you look
person
like.
like
You're
me
just
in
a
there? They're going to say
cartoon on
what?
the
Boot
internet.
that guy out, and I'll lose all my
Uh,
money to you dipshits.
if you've
So
not
I'm
been
actually a
paying-
lot smarter than that.
He's shown his
Plus,
face, dude.
Nathan,
Nobody
plus,
knows
let
what
me
you
tell
look
you
like. You're a
something.
cartoon on the internet with no hair.
Nathan,
Show
listen,
him your
listen.
face.
I have one shower head that's mine. It's mine. You have 8 that's somebody else's. I'm
Wait,
winning.
it's yours?
I have my own place. I have my own place. I don't have to ask my, hold on, I don't have to ask my friends,
own it free
do
and
you
clear?
mind if I sleep on your couch tonight? I have a whole
Do you want it
bed.
free and clear?
A
And if
whole
you do,
bed.
do you pay property taxes? Do you want
So-
it free and clear? And if
I
you do
don't
you pay
own
property
I don't
taxes?
own land. I don't own land. I'm not trying to I don't tell people I do. That's the thing. You tell people you have 8 shower
you
heads.
just
You
said it's
don't
your
have 8
shower
shower
head.
heads. You have a friend who has maybe 8 shower heads that you only showed one of. You are a
Maybe
known
you wanna go
liar.
count
You're a
team, you wanna
known
put
fucking
$100 on it?
exaggerator.
You want to put $100
That
on
what?
it? I
He
can
has
show you
8 shower heads?
right
I
now.
don't particularly
Nathan
care how
Thompson,
many
don't
shower
pretend you
heads your
have
friend has that
$100 to
lets
Well,
you
why are you
sleep
talking
on the
about it?
couch.
Why are you
Nathan,
talking about it?
don't pretend you got $100 to bet, because we all know that's not
I'm
the
pointing
case.
out that if they're
Why are you talking about it?
You're a liar. You tell people things are one way when they're not, and you know they're not. You told everybody that those were your shower heads when it turns out you were just sleeping on someone's couch. And you know what? Who knows whether that person even knows you were there?
No, they were like, who the fuck's broke in and used my 8 shower heads?
Okay, so you're sleeping out in the fucking front yard. My bad, I got it wrong. You're sleeping in his bathtub. You're sleeping in the sink. You take naps in the washer and dryer. I don't know. I don't fucking care. The point of the matter is it's not your shit. Stop telling people it is.
Team, he says that you haven't shown your face and you're just a cartoon. Should I show him a picture of you?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, sure. Hell yeah. Show him a picture of me. You're so dumb, dude. You're so disconnected from this community that nobody gives a shit about you anymore. I've been on camera for like 2.5, 3 months already.
Oh, wow. Cool story.
So you're just
I don't
wrong about
apologize.
everything.
You're right, I am.
Are you ever not wrong? Or is it
He's
like...
wrong. He's been wrong. He's been wrong about every time he's opened his mouth tonight. He has been demonstrably wrong.
Oh, man, I've written that entire script in my
Must
head
suck
already,
to be you, Nathan. It must suck to be you. That's
I-
all I can say.
Hey, Nathan,
I can just
what I'm
imagine
gonna-
how many times.
Sorry,
go
go
ahead,
on.
fight.
Nathan, I'm going to get to
No,
that
go ahead,
video,
man.
but
I'm
just
done.
at the moment,
He's
it is
nobody.
I'm
You
pushing
guys are
for
the
dumb
ones
fuck of the
that hate
year. So I'm going to wait until
guys are
I've
the
got
ones
Riley
that
to
asked me
win
come on
something
your
all of a
channel.
sudden.
I don't ask you guys to come on my channel. You ask me to come on your channel.
Well, you asked a fake me to come on your channel.
No.
Yeah, you did.
I haven't.
Remember,
Show the
your
screenshots. Show the screenshot.
Last
Show the
time you asked
screenshot.
me to come on your channel, I proved you wrong, and you muted and booted me. I won't go back on your channel because
didn't
you're a
prove
piece of
anything.
shit.
You had a cartoon.
Nathan, you
You had
invited
a
someone who
question
was
about a
saying they
cartoon.
were Nathan. You invited someone who was saying they were me, and they sniped your hangout. Do you not remember
That's
that?
hilarious.
They just joined.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't
you
invite
gave
that
them the
person, they
link.
just joined.
How is
Yeah.
that? How did that happen? How do
I
you
gave
think that
everyone-
happened,
it
Nathan?
was public.
Which one of your dumb
Well,
which one of
why-
your dumb
why
fuck
would you do
friends
that?
gave out a link to somebody they didn't know?
He said he makes the link public.
Fucking
Why
idiot.
would you
Public,
make the link
Einstein.
public? I made that fucking mistake and nearly lost my channel. But yeah,
It was
you
an
invited
open
someone you
debate,
thought
and
you
I run
invited
it.
someone that you thought was me on, and they
No,
sniped your
I had an
channel.
open link because I run it on OBS. I don't show everyone's screen the second they join because I'm not an idiot.
But
Yes,
you'll just
you are.
post a public link to a debate. That's not how you
Yeah, and I
should do
didn't
it.
lose my channel, and so what? I got sniped. Big deal. I posted
Yeah.
another link after it. Big deal.
But I was just pointing out that you do that, and that's really fucking stupid. But anyway, I think we're done with you, Nathan. I hope you find a couch to sleep on tonight. And
I'm gonna get in
yeah,
this box right here.
eat
Dude.
shit. Man, he started off okay, but it didn't take long for him to like break down into being a dickhead.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Oh, at least he didn't. I mean, he's been a lot worse. You know, at least he didn't start spewing anti-Semitic stuff, and he was just obstinate and a bit of a dick. I'm going to read some super chats.
I swear that guy will tell everybody that they need to be able to explain anything they talk about. Like, I brought up Cavendish one time, and because I didn't know the exact Cavendish experiment, the exact variables, controls, and everything. I'm talking about exact, right? Like, I didn't know just because I didn't know how much the weights were, some shit like that. He's like, how can you even bring that up if you don't even know it? If you don't even know the fucking experiment. And then he turns around and does the exact same shit tonight. It's fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we've got Nathan memorized pi to the millionth digit, but can he use pi to calculate anything live right now? That was from Gently's channel for £5. No, he couldn't calculate anything, nothing at all. He's a parrot, and he's good at parroting stuff, but he hasn't the first clue what he's on about. That video that he showed, I literally debunked it in my first thought, which was, well, the medium is probably magnetized. So he's not the first idea of how a feral cell works. B-Ball for Life, $5. Please show me a beach from 36 miles away from 10 feet off the water. Impossible. John Rapp for $2 Australian. Nathan, take the piss jokely. Not sure AV team for £20, thank you. How does a flat plane with a dome hold enough force to create an earthquake? Does the dome extend to the earth, or is it an ice wall? Make your mind up. He doesn't know, he's a fucking idiot. $20 from CR True 64. It's been a while since I dropped by. Whoa, nice green screen studio, dude. Yeah, team showed me how to use these the other day. I quite like them. But I think I'm going to get my own one made and program it all. I like it, but I feel like when it's on full, I'm a bit small and there's a lot of empty space. So I kind of want the same thing, but a bit more condensed. And you can program your own ones. vMix is awesome.
Yeah, like I said, I know Wildman Fujiyami was working on a badass one for me for VR. Yeah. But we were having trouble integrating it into a VR. I mean, this thing has like, I'll have a dinger that when I can ding it, there's a light that'll light up and it'll change the number and all the shit. I mean, it's fucking badass, bro. And once I have it all done, it'll start putting super chats along the thing, and I can sit behind it, and I can jump between different, like I can load up a video on a thing that's way off in the side, and then have the camera zoom over to. Oh, wait till it gets done, bro. Just wait till it gets done.
Yeah, it should be good. vMix is amazing. $2 New Zealand dollars from Bella Charge. Hashtag Po. No, just hashtag asshole and stupid. $5 New Zealand dollars from Bella Charge. Spider Pig. Do whatever a spider pig does. $5 Australian dollars from John Rapp. Sorry, Albert. Linear motion rules out relativity. You wasted our time. Yeah, dumbass Einstein. Fucking didn't know anything. $2 from Eric Alivinium. Hi, Captain Hammerball. You're clueless. $5.
God, we never even got to that. The relativity part. He just glazed over. He started to talk about it, and then he was just like completely went away with it. When I was like, no, I want to know more about. He did that same shit with the feral cell. He still did not, to this day yet, fucking describe how a fucking feral cell bends fucking light.
No, he was just showing
but
it.
He knows it. You know, just watch Ken Wheeler's channel.
He uses circular reasoning. It's like this feral cell is bending light. I say that's right because I can see it doing that. Therefore, what I say is correct. But without actually looking into why that light is apparently bending. Fuck's sake. And he couldn't answer me why he thinks light has different speeds for different mediums either. So $5 from Sandy Smith. We must test the speed of light in a vacuum to be accepted, yet gravity tests in the vacuum are bunk. Double standard much. Swing the Hammer for $4.99 US dollars. Oh, whoa, Nathan is wrong about everything. Who saw that coming? Hashtag everyone. Everyone ever. Although we did get some good info about the whole JM Truth thing. That's pretty much why I wanted them on. Jason for $1.99 US dollars. Telescopes don't have zoom. Eyepieces do. £5 from Harry Everett. Oh, it's just jumped. Where's it gone? £5 from Harry Everett. Next week I'm going to record the transit of Mercury, and if it works out, I'd love to share it with you so you can use it against flat earthers as you will. Yes, I'm going to try and do the same. I don't know if I'm in the right position. I'm going to see what I can do.
Hey, can I address a person in the chat real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Quit asking me to change my name, Team Skeptic. I was going to do a different outro for you the other day, and guess who wasn't in the fucking chat last night?
Oh, man.
You.
How dare
you
they?
missed. I was ready to do my different outro, and you fucked it all up by not being there. So, yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah.
But keep that name. I like that name.
Yeah.
And please change it.
I actually changed it this time. But Harry, yes, if you want to share your observations, then I think the more observations we get, the better, really, because we could literally use it, parallax and calculate the distance to the sun. That could be quite good. Harry, message me. Dolly88, £1.99. Nathan is using you for publicity so he can beg for money. Yeah, like at this point, I know.
Actually, I want to give him that credit. Hey, I want to give him credit for what he said earlier. He was like, "Hey, if you have any questions for me, donate them to put it in super chat." That was pretty cool of him to say that. I'm not going to fucking knock him for doing that. That's why I kind of fucking backed off of him for a little bit.
Yeah.
Everything I said until the very end, I guess I was kind of personally attacking him at the very end, but I don't give a shit about that.
It's hard not to.
Everything else was not a personal attack. Everything else was just, yes, it is very hard. Everything else was just me trying to get some scientific fucking explanations out of him. I want him to explain this because when he explains it, that's when the real comedy happens.
Yeah. But a lot of people keep saying, "Oh, the flat earthers are just using you to come on your channel and spread their nonsense." But the thing is, I know that no one that watches me believes in that fucking nonsense, so I don't mind bringing them on to constantly display that A, they are idiots, and B, most of them are detestable people. Because the more that we show that, the more chance people will see a video showing how horrible and wrong they are. Mickey Finn for £2. Nathan the Lightsaber Bender. Thank you very much. $2 from Jet Guitars. In Nathan's own words, I don't care about this. No, evidence. There, we have evidence. You don't care. Propel Lols for $1.99 US dollars. Nathan's dog knows the earth is round. Yeah, Nathan's dog probably 3 times as smart at least. $2 from Eric William. Nathan, how many people have you banned, you fraud? Well, me and Team Skeptic definitely have both been banned by Nathan. UTB Doug for £2, donating to Nathan's soap fund. He really needs it. Aaron Armstrong for $2 Nathan is obviously bipolar. $5 Canadian from Alan. I'm not going to even ruin your surname by trying to pronounce it, but it begins with B. You know who you are. You should always ask Flerfs what would change their mind. $1.99 from Jared Warren. Team Skeptic, how can I help in Frisco?
Jared, I do have a little kind of a fundraiser that I'm doing to just kind of help with some of the things there. I'm not going to go on the inside, not because I can't get on the inside, but I've reached out to the coordinators of the event several times just to make sure that I wouldn't be booted for no reason, because anybody that helps me out with this, I want them to benefit from the experience by when I go in there and I want to record and stuff like that. So I don't want anybody helping out for that because I just don't want to go in there. I'm going to need help probably getting the permit and stuff like that. But you can, I have if you go to, I think either my last video or the video before, it's up there. My link will be up there for the donation if you feel like donating to that fund. Otherwise, if you're just talking about being in Frisco, come on down, bro. Let's fucking fuck with these people. Let's have a good time. Let's change some minds out there. Let's set up a booth and have fun with it. Record some shit.
Yeah. Man, I wish I could come. Next time, definitely. Great Circle,
yeah, and I'm just going to
£2.32.
shamelessly plug my...
Yeah, feel free.
I'm just going to shamelessly plug my little fundraiser. And,
Great Circle, £2.22. What a fucking child. Unbelievable. Yes, all flat earthers are. They don't have to have a conversation, and when they're proven wrong, they just resort to being a child. Aaron Armstrong for $5 Australian. You and team need to be nicer. P.S. I'm a round earther. Right. Team's been around flat earthers about twice as long as I have, and I'm already at the stage where I can't be nice to them anymore. It's just not. They're all horrible people, and they're all intellectually dishonest and frustrating, and I don't want to be nice to them anymore. They don't deserve it. So
well, Nathan and I have a long history that started before YouTube. I got booted from his Facebook group. That was my catalyst. That's what made me start a YouTube channel, was Nathan Thompson. And
he was one of the reasons
I guess.
for me.
It probably wasn't actually him. Well, Once I was booted from the group for just telling the truth. I was just having the conversation. I wasn't even trying to debunk anybody then. I was just trying to give some explanation to a few questions, but they obviously didn't want the explanation. They just wanted to ask the questions and accept that nobody had an answer to it, even though I did. And so I got booted from the group. And when I got booted from the group, I started my own channel, and that was the beginning of Team Skeptic moving forward.
So thank you, Nathan Thompson.
Yeah, thank you, Nathan Thompson. Then we had our little disagreement on the non sequitur show where he started pulling that bullshit, and I went on there and just fucking didn't give him a chance to wiggle. You know, I was like,
destroyed him.
You're not going to talk to Godless Engineer like this. You're not going to fucking talk to Kyle like this. You're not going to talk to anybody like this. I'm here, talk to me. And then that he just had no conversation with me. Then, of course, he comes on my channel, and then I go on his channel, and he boots me on his channel. I didn't mute him or boot him or censor him not one time on my channel. Had a cordial conversation, was very polite. I go on his channel. He wants to talk about Coriolis. I explain it to him. They consistently, no matter what he says tonight, they consistently told me I was begging the question every time I brought up something about Coriolis. Like, you're begging the question. It's a reification fallacy. That's why I said it before he even came in. I was like, I bet within the first 10 minutes he either says something's a reification fallacy or he tells you you're begging the question, and he did it. He did it with almost as soon as he came in with you. So that's why I have no patience for that guy. And if he was honest, here, if he talked about some shit, then I wouldn't have gotten pissed off. But the only reason I got pissed off is because I kept saying, explain this. And his explanation was, let's go to the next topic.
Yeah, I agree. Sleepy Dan in the chat quickly. I know you don't like links because you've been porn bombed, but if you find a link that might help you in discussion, how would you like it delivered? Best way is probably to drop it in my Discord at the moment. It's becoming a lot more active. Or email me at fighttheflatearth@gmail.com. I always appreciate it. Right, so where did we get to? Yeah, be nicer. Can't. Silix666 for £2. My toe has more intelligence than Nathan. The gunk in your toenail has more intelligence than Nathan Thompson. Stephen York.
The gunk in its toenail has more fucking. The gunk in the gunk's toenail has more intelligence than Nathan Thompson.
Like, belly button fluff is so far above in the evolutionary chain than Nathan Thompson. Stephen York for $2 Australian dollars 99. Where can I buy a purification meter? Don't know. Cosmic Turtle for $5 Canadian dollars. Sorry, I had a text. Your experiment is invalid. Yeah, that's a new one. He's just invented a new fallacy, the dismissal by text fallacy.
Yeah.
And $5 Canadian dollars, knockdown wheel. You are all damn entertaining. Thank you. Cheers. Oh, thank you very much. We enjoy doing it for you. We absolutely love this shit. It's hilarious, if not frustrating sometimes. But thank you everyone for watching. As always, it's been a lot of fun. Team, what have you got coming up this week on yours?
I should have a video out tomorrow. That's what
Awesome.
I'm looking for. I'm almost done recording it. It doesn't have the idiot meter in it, so it's not going to. It's going to be much easier for me to edit. Not a lot goes into it, but it'll be out tomorrow. It covers Shelly and Wendell, the two people who abandoned. Space banded. Here, let me put it in the chat for everybody, so that they understand what I'm saying. No, I gotta make sure I tag the author and the year. Oh, and then I fucked up. I put HM Truth. Might as well be. Abandoned.
He's at James.
God, Shelley and
James
Wendell
literally just
abandoned
messaged
me.
me. James literally just messaged me. So Nathan Thompson was trying to make them be friends.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's funny. Shelly's part of Nathan's brain training. That means she's fucking underneath him in his pyramid scheme. That's all. He just didn't want to say it the way everybody would to make him look or sound bad. He didn't want to say, yeah, she's a couple levels below me on my pyramid scheme. I make about, I don't know, $75 a month off of her on pointless brain medicine.
Apparently JM's posted a video on Facebook. Should we just quickly listen to that?
Yeah.
Trying to convince him to come on and give his side of the story.
Hi guys, Joshua Michael here. I am home and safe. It's been a long, trying time. Had a lot of great footage. I have a lot of good stuff. I appreciate all the warm thoughts and the prayers and the praying for yous and all that stuff, guys. I'm exhausted, and I will be putting out some more information and data and. Got to work on a teaser for FEIC, and so I got a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to take probably a day and catch up on my rest and sleep, and I just want you guys to know I love you, and thank you for everything, and hey Ron, how you doing, buddy? I'm just doing kind of a status update and letting people know that I'm back home and I'm safe and all's good.
I would just love for that guy in the chat just to go. Nobody
got a lot of work
cares.
ahead of me.
I'm here for the spelling. I'm here for the spelling mistakes.
But I don't want to say too much. But I thank you guys. Love you. Talk to you in the next couple of days. I'll put out probably a video updating everybody on the whole what we shot in Utah, and we got some really cool stuff, and some stuff I'm not going to share until the movie comes out, but. Just had a good time till the end, and most of you that were watching know what happened, and so.
He looks so confused.
Hey,
he looks like he's about to cry right
Rena
now.
and Cordell. Hi, Mom, Dad, love you, and Joe Schneider. What's up, man? Hey Joe, I will get a hold of you, and we can actually even talk on Facebook. I'm wiped, bro. I've been wiped for a day and a half now. I've not got but a couple hours of sleep over the last 2 or 3 days.
He's wiped, but he's not showered.
And actually, I haven't got much sleep over the whole
himself.
time because we spent a lot of it filming, and So, anyway, I want to say a special thank you to Rob Taylor and Robert Scott for your help getting back home and everything that you did to help me in my time of need. And I love you so much, all of you guys. Just keep praying that the Father work things out, and we'll see you real soon. Shalom.
Man, he looks absolutely defeated. Like.
I'd feel bad for him if he was a fucking flea, but it's JM Truth, so I don't feel bad for him.
I mean, I don't know all of the ins and outs, but from all the information that I've had, quite a few people sending me constant updates about what's going on, and from what I understand, JM's been a massive dick about a lot of things, and possibly inappropriately used money that was intended for funding of the movie. But I'm sure it will all come out, but JM did just message me and say that he has filed federal charges, but doesn't want to come on and feed the trolls. I'm going to try and convince him to come on to get his side, and I might reach out to Shelley and see if we can get her to come on and give her side. Because I'm sure they'd prefer that rather than everyone just making assumptions about what's going on.
Better do it before tomorrow, because tomorrow my video comes out tomorrow. She's not going to like it.
Good point. Right, anyway, check out Team's channel hopefully tomorrow for a new video. My new video will probably be out on Friday. I'll try and get it out before we do Science or Satire on Friday. And we're going to have Professor Philip Bell on Friday, which will be awesome.
Yeah, Recovering Albanian says federal with a bunch of question marks. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Like, why would you file federal unless you're like trying to catch her for like embezzling or something, maybe? Stephen Huxtable says, Team Skeptic, I sent you some money. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Look, I'm going to have some content from the actual Flat Earth Conference this year. Whether that I get in or not, I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best to try. I'll weasel my way in there some way or another, but I'm going to get kicked out immediately. Because, number one, I'm going in there with a shirt that has my character pissing all over the flat earth. That is going to happen. I need as many people as I can to see that. But if not, we'll still be setting up outside and having a good old time, and there'll be some really good content. MC Toon will be down here. He'll be down here hanging out with me too. So
And you're
going to
get to meet Nathan and JM
crash
Truth
the conference
in person.
together. Yeah, JM Truth said he's going to take me out for a beer, which I don't know how. I don't. I really don't want a high life, so I don't know if that's what if he's going to be there. Like, well, I can only afford 2, and I've only got $4, so what can we get? Like 2 high lives.
Yeah. Nathan
you
Thompson,
probably won't know what a high life is, but the Americans will.
Nathan Thompson will probably take you out, but beg you for some bus change or something rather than get you a beer. We're going to shut it down for tonight, guys. Thank you all for watching. Thank you very much for super chatting. Honestly, you guys don't know how much it helps me when you do support me in that way. I can never be thankful enough. But you can also help by sharing my stuff, telling your friends, put it on all the tweets and the Facebooks and the MySpaces and the Bebos and that. And I appreciate every single one of you watching. I'm still blown away. I've got 20,000 subscribers. And we'll be back on Friday with a new episode of Science or Satire with Professor Philip Bellon, and then some more fun over the weekend. And Team should have his new video out tomorrow, and I'll have a video out Friday as well. But remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth. Fight the flat. Fight the flat. Fight the flat. Fight the flat.